Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another informative video. As always, y'all already know. But this is going to be a great video, so stay tuned and let's get right into it.
The Pentagon said there actually may be an alien mothership right outside of Earth. This is actually pretty freaky.
NBC Nightly News. The Pentagon said that there is a potential mothership headed towards Earth.
Yeah, you
Be
told
on
me
the lookout,
He
people.
said so casually. And he's like, we'll be right back after this. And it's like, what? All right, hold
The
on.
Pentagon
Listen to
said
this.
this.
In 60 seconds, the news reporting UFOs. The Pentagon's expert warning about a possible mothership close to Earth. Stay with us.
Stay with us. Stay with us.
End on that.
Now our sponsor, Denny's. How you doing? Grand Slam. Like, what? How is that so casual, nonchalant? Like, I feel like we just talked about the possibility of there being another species of whatever. What does that mean, another ship?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But there's this thing that's been flying around, it's flown around Earth or close to Earth before, but it looks like a giant, like, rock-looking thing like this.
Yeah.
But the way it
Dark Knight
flies through
satellite.
space almost defies physics. Yeah. Like, it's not, like, completely going off of gravity.
Let me know in the comments if you think the government's just messing with us. Thanks for watching and stay weird. The Pentagon said there actually may be an alien mothership.
I don't know. They were just talking about aliens and how they got these ships and stuff. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, look how we look at ants, you know? We look at ants like from like a different, spectrum. I'm pretty sure it's something out there that look at us as ants, right? So who knows what's out there, because we're definitely not the only ones here, for sure.
In the drive-through. Morning, serving food and breakfast is sold. Boom, 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 dingity bam, archilimide, birth defects, state of California called cancer birth defects, and other reproductive harm. In the drive-through.
Have you ever noticed that before you get something big in life and before your manifestations come through, sometimes you lose something? Maybe you lose a job, you have a falling through with a best friend, maybe you lose a relationship. That is part of the plan. If you are losing something right now or you're going through a hard time, this might be a sign that your manifestation is about to come through. Why? Well, think about yourself like a fridge. Okay, stay with me. Think of yourself like a fridge. If you're full of rotten food and you are praying to the universe and you are manifesting fresh, healthy food in your fridge, how is the universe going to put healthy food in the fridge when there's no shelf space because of all the rotten food? Honey, we need to take out the trash before we can put some good, healthy food in there. And so it feels like you're losing something, but really it's just making space. That person or thing is just not in alignment with what you want. So hang through this tough moment because I have a feeling your manifestation is on the other side. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, that is true though. It's like something bad gotta happen before something good happen, right?
The fifth dimension is a new energetic reality free of any negativity, allowing all conscious beings that live there to have a greatly higher quality of life. People who choose to stay on Earth will continue to experience pain and suffering as part of their human experience, but those who choose to move into this new reality will never again experience negativity in any form. This does not mean that they will be immune to feeling emotions like sadness or anger. Instead, it means that they will no longer be subject to the negative influences that others have traditionally had over them. They will be able to live in the space of love and light, free from strife and worry, where they can return to their true divine nature and live the life they were always meant to live. The choice is yours. If you wish to remain on Earth, you can do so. If you do not feel ready, you are welcome to stay until you feel that you are ready. The fifth dimension is a new energetic reality free of any negativity.
Reptilians do not exist. It is metaphorical for using the reptilian part of our brain. The three parts of the brain correspond with the three parts of the body. If you're operating your life out of your gut, you're in hell, which is the reptilian animal state. Osiris represents the reptilian brain. This is why he's green. Top half of the body is the higher self, the lower half of the body is the lower self. If you're operating your life out of these lower three centers, this is hell. Instead, you want to use the higher brain, the neocortex, where critical thinking and rationality takes place. This is why Neo from the Matrix is called Neo, because he awakens and uses his higher brain. The devil and the angel on your shoulder is an internal battle between your higher and lower self. The devil has goat horns, which is a ground animal. The angel has wings, which is a higher animal, which represents the higher self. Jesus and Satan, Horus and Set, the higher self and the lower self. Religion has externalized the truth so that you believe Jesus and Satan are outside of you. This is done so that you do not transmute all of the negative parts of yourself into positive and become the God. Reptilians do not exist. It is metaphorical for using the
In 1994, Japanese scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto conducted an experiment on water to show how words impact our life, and the results were shocking. He took different bottles of water and asked his students to send negative energy by saying things like, "I hate you," "You're evil," "You're stupid," and so on. In the next batch, he asked his students to send positive energy to a batch of different bottles by saying things like, "I love you," "I'm grateful," "Thank you," and so on. He took all the bottles and froze them and took a sample of each and saw it under the microscope. The first batch with the negative words formed into a dense and ugly structure, and the ones with the positive words crystallized into a beautiful and harmonious structure. Water has memory, and 85% of your body is made of water, and your brain is made of even more water. So when you're saying negative things to yourself, you are affecting every single cell in your body because they are listening to you. In 1994, Japanese scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto conducted an
Just imagine what your thoughts is doing too. You're thinking like negative thoughts. Dang. Water definitely hold memory, for real.
Your partner, your kids, your parents. These are the people around you that will trigger you the most in your life, because all they are a mirror for your triggers. We trigger each other a lot, but because we're conscious and aware and we love each other, we can work through these things. Always teaching moments, always growth moments for my spirit. These deep, deep, deep feelings that you have with somebody, for somebody, they can really pull out the deepest and worst part of yourself.
If you think that we have a perfect relationship and everything is always hunky-dory and we don't get on each other's nerves, you're fooling yourself. And if somebody tells you they have a relationship like that, they're lying to you.
Your partner, your kids, your parents. These are the people around you that will trigger.
I own a tropical fruit farm, and I started this journey about 13 years ago as opposed to 2 decades ago. But roughly 70% of what I eat is raw. And there was a span of a year or two where I ate 100% raw. And I did a lot of fruit fasting, juice fasting, water fasting. And I'll tell you, during that period of my life, I felt exactly how you did. I felt like when I was walking, like I wasn't touching the ground. I felt this elation or happiness as if opioids were just being constantly produced in my body. I've never felt that way before in my life. I own a tropical fruit farm, and I started this journey about 13 years ago as opposed to 2 decades ago. But roughly 70% of what I eat is raw. And there was a span of a year or two where I ate one.
The fake alternative meat being pushed by Bill Gates and others is made of immortal cell lines. In other words, cancerous tumor cells. Real meat is being blamed for climate change. And a recent independent study suggests that most of our meat is already contaminated. Using infrared spectroscopy and electron microscopy, Dr. Anna Maria Mialcia has been studying the blood of the vaxxed and the unvaxxed for over a year now. And at first, she was finding the same contamination in only the blood of the vaxxed, a contamination that she describes as ribbon-like structures, much like the mysterious blood clots being found by coroners. But lately she's been finding these ribbon-like structures in the blood of the unvaxxed as well. By measuring the frequency of one of these mysterious rubbery blood clots, Dr. David Jenigan has developed a way of detecting the same frequency in the vaxxed. Recently, he's found this unique frequency in the meat being sold in his local grocery store and asked Dr. Mielcia to confirm his findings. Her microscopy showed that the blood samples taken from products in the grocery store were all contaminated with the similar ribbon-like structures found in the blood of the vaxxed. The fake alternative meat being...
So they put it in the food now. Well, they've already been doing that, but dang.
If a kernel of corn somehow got up your nose, some people think that it could potentially sprout, meaning you'd literally be growing an ear of corn in your nose. Now, this is obviously crazy, but a 4-year-old once inhaled a bean, which then got stuck inside his nose. And because the nasal cavity is warm and moist, it allegedly created a suitable environment for it to germinate. After several days, the seed actually sprouted and began to grow until it was removed by doctors. If a kernel of corn somehow got...
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know about that one. Because I used to think, like, eating, like, the seeds of fruit, I thought I was going to, like, grow a tree inside me or something. That's what I used to think. I know some of y'all used to think that too. Don't act like y'all didn't think like that.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. I made a video yesterday in reference to an astral projection experience that I had where I seen the chosen ones actually going to war versus the government or the military is what I've seen in this vision, okay? And for some reason, the video is being heavily suppressed and shadow banned, all right? And it's just a vision. Why would something like that be shadow banned? And TikTok feel the need to ensure that the people don't see this information. I'm going to share this experience again, and this is simply for entertainment purposes. So yesterday I have a crazy astral projection experience, right? Where I'm laying down, and as I express in all my astral projection experiences, I typically go through what's called a vibratory state. I'm laying down, I'm basically not moving. The objective to having a successful OBE is by laying completely still, okay? Once you lay completely still, you go into the state of paralysis. As I'm laying in this state of paralysis, I go into what's called the vibratory state. Eventually, I start going through a separation from my corporeal body and my etheric body, right? And as this transpires, what typically happens is you go through that frequency alteration, which is the vibratory state. As this happens, normally what transpires is a portal of some sort of wormhole opens up and I get pulled right through. All right. And this once this transpires, I come on the other side of the wormhole and I actually see what appears to be the military. And as I see the military, I see what appears to be the chosen. I see a group of us and I'm actually there. I'm not watching it in third person. I'm actually physically there. I'm flying around. I feel extremely powerful, basically like a Kundalini awakening. Right. And the best way to explain it is we were telepathically in sync, cosmic family, and we were able to actually hear the radio transmissions that the military were playing over their airwaves. I'm not sure if we hacked into their technology or if this was telepathic, but I was able to hear everything that they were doing, and we were basically dismantling all their operations. All right, we were even going into their subterranean bases, and we were dismantling everything that they had. I personally know that this is coming. This is actually going to transpire. All right. And first and foremost, I want you to remember, cosmic family, that everything is mental. All right. You have to know how powerful you are. You have to know that these things are possible. All right. And this is why I'm re-invoking these ancient memories. I'm speaking to people like Henrietta Lacks. I'm speaking to people like Simeon Toko. I'm speaking to people like Simon Kabungo. I'm speaking to all these different people that had and displayed these abilities. Think about the Orishas, okay? These were ancient beings that actually displayed these cosmic abilities, all right? So these abilities are something that we can ascertain and that we will ascertain, and I have seen it, all right? So at this particular point in time, everybody should be solely focused on ascertaining a Kundalini awakening. That should be your primary focal point, your primary objective. And the way we're also going to propel there, and we're going to get there, is by primarily focusing on the heart chakra, all right? And as I express, and transcendental states of consciousness, I communicated with extraterrestrial biological entities. You don't have to believe me, all right? But I communicated with interdimensional beings that actually did state that there's going to be a great war amongst good and evil, all right? And they stated that the most important thing that we need to focus on is the heart chakra frequency, is that love is going to be the thing that's going to prevail the most. And then after actually analyzing these words, I start to do the knowledge, right? And I start to realize that these archonic forces primarily thrive on low frequencies, all right? Like grief, guilt, and anxiety. And this is why they want to perpetuate that through the realm. So if you can elevate and you can actually get into the heart chakra resonance, and this is done through focusing of your energy, your pranic energy, all right? There's different exercises you could do, breathing techniques and things of that nature. But your primary objective should be centered in the heart chakra region, all right? Like Maya stated, heart light is a feather, and this is how you elevate to the higher dimensional realms. Now, in my vision, there was 3 other gods that I was actually in close proximity to, all right? I don't remember their names, though, and that's what's bugging me. But we was real cool and at this time, and there was 3 of us that was actually, all the gods and goddesses was actually dismantling these draconian networks, okay? First and foremost, I want to put that out there, all right? And we were all telepathically in sync, but it was 3 gods in general that I was working with, and we was actually, I remember us, like, working with each other. Us 3 was actually flying around, and we was actually dismantling things together. And we was actually branched out in different teams, and we was extremely powerful. All of us was working in conjunction with each other, but we had certain units and certain teams, and we would almost like radio into each other. But I don't remember having any technology. It was like we was mentally radioing to different groups of us. And like other groups would be dismantling other networks in other parts of the planet. And we would be somewhere else, like underground, dismantling the network over here and then radioing to another group of gods and goddesses over here. And it was crazy powerful. And I seen it. I was actually physically there. This is why I tell you it's important to fully focus on integration of your cosmic body. All right. Cleansing yourself with the lead, cadmium, and mercury. Chelation therapy. All right. Detox yourself. All right. These things that are set in place in regards to the toxic metals are solely designed to affect your neuromelanin. All right. Which is dark matter energy and the glue of the cosmos. Most of the cosmos is composed of dark matter energy, and your neurophysiology secrete that consistently. All right, I want you to take that into consideration and realize why you have been dumbed down, and realize that it's not far-fetched to be considered Simeon Toko or Simon Kabongo or Henrietta Lacks or any of these greats, all right? Remember that you are one and the same, and this is why when Simeon Toko said, many will return just like him, this is what the Age of Awakening and basically harnessing that serpentine energy, that kundalini energy is about. And once again, the heavy metal detox formula that I have available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension is composed of cilantro and chlorella. This science is referred to as chelation therapy. And this is basically the science of removing harmful toxic metals from your body. And also, Cosmic Family, remember to consume foods rich in chlorophyll, okay? Green leafy vegetables. It's imperative to eat your water, okay? And again, this is where you get your H3O2. And this is going to keep you hydrated for the solar flares that are coming. And again, gods and goddesses, there are 7 ethereal planes we have access to, all right? And this is all predicated on strength of your auric field. This is why you have to eat right. This is why you have to cleanse yourself of all parasitic organisms as well as toxic metals. This is the Age of Awakening and Ascension. All 7 chakra centers connect to different ethereal planes. Our goal, Cosmic Family, is to project our aura out farther and farther. The more we project our aura out, the more telepathic we become. Sun gazing and grounding is great ways to strengthen your auric field and remove auric debris. Our 12-strand genetics and all 12-dimensional fields of awareness are being activated. Peace to the gods and goddesses. I
agree, man. It definitely detox. Definitely if you're a person that just like to go eat Popeyes and, Chick-fil-A and all that crap, definitely do a detox, man. For real. Eat some kind of fruit, something, spinach, something green,
There's nothing holy in Israel. Nothing. There's nothing holy in the Vatican. There is nothing holy in Salt Lake City. There's nothing holy in religion, period. If you go back and look at the history of the Rothschilds, you will find that Rothschild represented the Vatican. He was dealing for the Vatican. He was a Vatican banker appointed by the Vatican to deal for them, so that the Catholic Church would never be involved in all that terrible stuff going on in banking. We'll let the Jew do it. Then, of course, if something comes out, well, it's Jewish, obviously. No, it's your money that he was handling. There's a Masonic order in Europe called Propaganda Due. It's called P2. Jesuits, Opus Dei, Knights of Malta, Masonic order are connected directly to something called Propaganda Due, P2 Lodge of Freemasonry. P2 Lodge of Freemasonry is world famous to people who do research into criminal organizations, underworld organizations, drugs, human trafficking, pornography, violence, and it's all being orchestrated out of the Holy Father and Rome. There's nothing holy in Israel. Nothing. There's nothing holy in the Vatican. There is nothing holy in
PSA, it's Leo season, and with my birthday approaching, I constantly get asked what I wanted to get for my birthday or what I want to do. Now, I absolutely love me some thoughtful gifts, but I'm getting to that age to where I just mostly want to travel. Traveling almost everywhere out the country has been pulling at my heartstrings since I was a little child, and I absolutely can't wait to try different cultural foods. And until this vision manifests and I've been put in position to be able to do this for myself and with my friends, I decided to create my Vegan World Cuisine series. And the absolute top of the list for me is Thailand, so I decided to create a vegan pad Thai along with some vegan Thai basil, quote-unquote beef wraps. Leave me alone, meat eaters. Now, I had never even had regular pad Thai before I transitioned, but I was very intrigued to, try making my own once I tried a vegan version at this restaurant. And boy, oh boy, were my taste buds satisfied. Oh my gosh. And for anyone that has visited Thailand themselves or is very familiar with Thai food, definitely comment down below your favorite Thai cuisine, because I'm very intrigued to explore more, because after this, I might be convinced that this will be one of my favorite cuisines. And follow to see the next destination for tomorrow. PSA, it's Leo season, and with my birthday approaching,
You really be hooking it up. I can't lie.
If you're a woman, pay attention. This right here is a papaya. You need to be consuming this fruit every single day if this is you. 1. If you have endometriosis or signs that you may be developing endometriosis. 2. PCOS. 3. Fertility issues if you want to conceive. 4. Menstrual pain. If you are dealing with any of these, you have to eat papaya every day. How simple is that, right? You could just take this fruit, cut it up, and make it part of your daily routine. Look at this. Papaya contains enzymes that help you regulate your menstrual cycle. If you experience discomfort or pain during your menstrual period, the vitamins and antioxidants and minerals help you regulate your hormones. Did you know that it also contains a lot of folate? Folate is very important for pregnant women, and especially people that are planning on conceiving. If you're in the States, make sure you get organic papayas. I know people who say they don't like papaya, they don't like the smell, they gag when they eat. They're like, come on. With this much benefit in a fruit, as a woman, I'll find a way to eat it. I'll find a way to consume it. And let's not forget that the seeds are great to deworm your body. You can use papaya seeds to deworm yourself. If you're a woman, pay attention. This
I need to get some papaya.
Let's talk about limes. Limes contain roughly 1/3 of the recommended daily intake of vitamin C. They help with the absorption of iron, so if you're anemic or have low iron levels, they're very beneficial when added to iron-rich foods. When consumed regularly, the citric acid in limes can help prevent kidney stones from forming. Squeezing half a lime in a glass of water and consuming it daily can help lower uric acid levels to help prevent gout. They're high in vitamin C, antibiotic, antiviral. Limes are definitely healthy vegan food. Let's talk about limes. Limes contain roughly 1/3 of the recommended.
We figuring out now that the birds ain't even real. Wait, hold on. Birds ain't real? Well, I got the laptop right there. I'm gonna list the species of birds to you that are actual real birds. And then I'm gonna list the few species, at least the top one out of each species, like of the hawk, eagle, and all them, that are actual just man-made birds that are part of the programming to just fly amongst the other birds to confuse you. Because listen, you got drones, You got your government drones, your CIA surveillance. You got them birds, and then you got your real birds. And then in the middle, you got your fill-ins. So these are synthetic birds, but they are just the fill-ins to just flock in with the rest so that you can't tell the difference. So that's why I say it runs a lot deeper than, oh, you know birds? Did you know that birds, well, all the birds were replaced by the government in the 30s, and they are government drones? We figuring out now that the birds ain't.
I mean, that is a good way to spy on people, though, you know? All you gotta do is just put the birds in with the real birds and boom. And just keep track of people, whatever they trying to keep track of.
You want to spend that pouring into yourself. They always say that you should only pour from a full cup. And what they mean by that is you have to be putting in yourself. You have to be investing in yourself. You have to be pouring life into you. You have to be speaking life into you. And quite often when you ask people, when do you do this throughout your day? People have no answer. And they're inconsistent in doing it because it's not a habit. It's not part of their routine. And so I've made this miracle morning part of my routine to start off my day by pouring a full cup before I even start my day. And my cup ends up being so full that it runs over, and everything that runs over, that's what I give out to the world. That's what I pour into these videos. You want to spend that pouring into yourself. They always say
things that people are doing consistently to damage their brains.
Sugar, blue light at night, not flossing your teeth, gum health is critical to brain. Your deodorant, your body wash, your shampoo, makeup, is it loaded with toxins? Because whatever goes on our body, goes in our body, becomes our body. We need to teach people to read the labels, not just of the food we consume, but also of the products we put on our body.
Things that people are doing consistently to damage their brains.
It's crazy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people be using like all type of soap that got chemicals, even down to the detergent you use. It's crazy. It really, really messed up down here.
The thing about people is they don't want to change their thinking. They don't want to change their minds. People want to change everything but themselves. People know exactly what everybody else ought to do, but they don't know what the hell they ought to do. But you see, when you get into your own mind and you get a hold on yourself, then God, the mastermind in you, will lead you and guide you and tell you what to do. People try to tell God what to do. Well, God changed this person, changed that person. God changed this, that, and the other. But they don't want to change their negative thinking. But you must be transformed, as the Bible says. How? By the renewing of your mind. Everywhere the Bible says believe, it means believe in yourself. It means believe in the presence of God in you. It means believe in the power of God in you. When the Bible says believe in the Son of God, that's you. It means believe in yourself. The thing about people,
there's a lot of people who have Rh negative blood. People that you know, famous people, celebrities, white and black, that are connected to this particular bloodline. Now, scientists have always said they didn't know the origin of the bloodline, but over time, they began to see there was an alien connection. There's a lot of people that are watching this right now, you could have some type of alien bloodline. They can trace most of our bloodlines back, but they could not trace the Rh negative bloodline, and when they kept going back, it was coming up extraterrestrial. And this was in the scientific community. And see, that makes you wonder when we start thinking about looking for the truth, that they already know. The big secret keepers already know this stuff, but yet is another cover-up. Damn right. There's a lot of people who have Rh negative blood. People that
to the gods and goddesses. Some of us are actually destroying these deletes plans in the astral realm in the fourth dimension before they can actually take physical materialization in the third dimension. Cosmic family, the Great War is already going on, okay? It's not a situation where the Great War is going to happen. This is something that's been consistently happening, and a lot of you guys are fighting in the astral realms and don't know it. Now, as this great war heightened, what's going to happen is the geomagnetic storm is going to come into play, and it's going to actually awaken your 12-strand genetics. You are going to go through a Kundalini awakening, and all your ancient memories are going to come online. This happened, all the memories of your past incarnations will actually come into one avatar. There will be a mass awakening on the planet of all indigenous and connected to the Schumann resonance and frequency of Tiamat. This will usher in the rise of the matriarch. Rise of the matriarch will be known as what's called the Great Cosmic Cleanse. This is why there's been so many talks of dragons lately. Alright, dragons are the personification of cosmic balance. Nature is restabilizing itself, okay? We are the white blood cells of the planet. All indigenous to the planet will be utilized as the white blood cells to cleanse the parasitic organisms on the planet. Parasitic organism is any being that usurps the energy and nutrients off of another being for its own selfish gain. Scales of justice has been tipped, okay? And it's going in nature's favor. So what's going to happen is it's going to be a full eradication of anything impure to the planet, all right? This is what the cosmic cleanse is referred to, all right? And this is primarily anything that's contrary to Christ consciousness or the law of one. Remember, love is what's most important during this ascension process, okay? Activation of the heart chakra frequency. Now, as we move farther and farther along in this ascension process, a lot of us are going to begin to see each other in the astrals more frequently. This is because a lot of us already work together in the astrals, destroying this matrix. Most of us chosen ones are working overtime during this cosmic cleanse. So don't be surprised if you see another god or goddess during your galactic excursions. And for all gods and goddesses interested in Earth, like Blue Lotus or Mugwort Leaf for astral projection and lucid dreaming, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to Ascension. Peace, love, and light.
It all started back in the day.
What if I told you the concept?
Start using cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is the most healing stimulant known to mankind. You see, this is because cayenne stimulates the blood, which in return helps the flesh. Anything that stimulates your blood is good for the body because the blood is the life. Cayenne pepper thins the blood. It is the most powerful blood thinner. You see, people use aspirin over cayenne pepper, but aspirin has been proven and is linked to causing brain bleeds, stomach bleeds, and eye bleeds. When cayenne pepper goes through your body, it will thin your blood and seal any bleeds. This is because God created powerful herbs to heal our bodies. If you have been drinking alcohol and tons of caffeine and your arterial wall has been damaged, you can start using cayenne pepper and it will start to repair and re-strengthen your arterial walls. Cayenne pepper will also open your capillaries so you get a more powerful and effective flow of blood throughout the whole body. Start using cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is the most healing stimulant known to mankind.
A brain aneurysm occurs when a blood vessel in your brain bulges and bursts, leading to severe bleeding. And this happens when there's a weak spot in the wall of your blood vessel. Over time, the blood causes this spot to balloon outwards. And if left undetected, the wall could eventually rupture, causing blood to leak into your brain tissue. This increases the pressure inside the brain, causing an often fatal stroke. A brain aneurysm occurs when a blood vessel in your...
If you look at the symbols on the back of the $1 bill, the pyramid on the back of the $1 bill, above the pyramid on the back of a $1 bill, look at it. You'll see an annuit coeptus. Annuit coeptus in Latin means our enterprise is now a success, or our project is now a success. Look at the wording on the banner beneath the pyramid, Novas Ordo Seclorum. Novus Ordo Seclorum is new order of the world, the new world order. Why is an Egyptian pyramid on an American dollar bill? Are you aware of the symbolism going on here? Like the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C.? You know what the Washington Monument stands for? It stands for the male erection. And it connects right down the waters of life to the Oval Office. The oval is the female, the Washington Monument is the male. It has to do with religion, it has to do with sex, it has to do with political power. And we take these instruments and we take these symbols and we think they're so marvelous. Do your homework and you'll find out that so much of what we consider to be holy and righteous is in fact nothing more than sex, religion, and money. And most people pretty well know that. But no one has actually bothered to confront the establishment. I hope to do that. I want to confront the establishment for the one reason I think that the truth is an idea whose time has come. I think we've all been manipulated and exploited, and it's time we look at the real truth. If you look at the symbols on the back of the $1 bill, the pyramid on the
Yeah, bless up, y'all. It's your guy right here, Makai the pharmacist, Freehaven Farms. Yo, I got a quick lesson I want to teach y'all, okay? Because a lot of people talk about hybrid and how hybrid's not good for you, but they really don't understand the facts about hybrid and how hybridization happens all the time in nature by a process called cross-pollination. Let me show you an example. I have a few different watermelons in here. My yellow watermelons, sangria right here. See this big one? Black diamond right here. And then we have this guy. I know that this was probably cross-pollinated because it has the shape of the black diamond, but the striping of the sangria. I had these beds planted in close proximity with each other. So what could happen is that a bee can come pollinate on the black diamond, and it could pollinate on the sangria. By that cross-pollination, create a whole new melon that we haven't even heard of. And that's the way that nature kind of preserves itself, by that process of cross-pollination. So don't be confused always thinking that hybrid is bad. GMO in the laboratory, you know what I'm saying, bioengineering, that's different. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about cross-pollination. Anyways, we got some classes coming back. We're going to bring the Grow Your Own garden classes back around so we can teach you all a lot of things about growing food and the truth between good food, bad food, real food, fake food. You see what it is? Stay rooted, keep growing, blessed.
I mean, wouldn't it still have the genetics in it though? So I guess they ain't really doing too much.
Distilled water isn't good. Well, you know what's funny is I'm actually drinking distilled water as we speak. So that is a myth. Distilled water is the old, you better stay away from that one. And the reason they tell you to stay away from distilled water is because distilled water is pure water. It actually says on the label that this is for an electrical battery. What are we? An electrical battery. All the tap water and alkaline waters and all these goofy waters they try to sell you at the grocery store, all of those are just clogging up the body. That's what it is. It's all just got a bunch of ingredients. Turn the bottle over and read the ingredients. It's got a bunch of synthetic calcium, synthetic magnesium, synthetic, all these other Rockefeller vitamins, and it's not pure water. And that's why people get all bloated when they drink all those waters. But distilled water is pure water. 0 parts per million. It's pure as it gets. It's the beautiful water. And if you want to add a pinch of sea salt, you can, or whatever else, but I just drink it all day. You just have to be aware of when you're purchasing any water, who you're purchasing from. Go look up who owns the company. And it gets really interesting who owns all these companies. If people are suffering from gut issues or imbalances in their stomach, distilled water. Distilled water isn't good. Well, you know what's fun?
It's natural. All of you have natural hair? When I think of blonde hair, I think of Sweden or Russia or the US or Australia, basically all countries with native white people. But in the Solomon Islands, people here are of Melanesian descent and mostly have darker skin. A quick Google search led me to a study by Stanford Medical School. It discovered that blondes make up 5 to 10% of the Solomon Island population, and the gene was not passed down by European explorers or traders. It's a completely homegrown genetic strand that only exists here. It's natural. All of you have.
How do you know if you're leaving the 3D and ascending to the 4D in hopes of getting to the 5D? So here's how you know. In the third dimension, it's fueled by scarcity and fear. And that's how everyone is controlled. So you think about religion and how it was used to really control, back in the day, to control people who were illiterate, to control people who weren't educated, and who, it was used to basically disrupt your internal connection with source. So that you had to go external to find goodness. You had to go external for salvation. You had to give money and pay taxes to be a good Christian, right? So when you look at 3D, that dynamic is in everything. Are you allowing your well-being, internal and external, to be dictated by your company that you work at? Are you saying that abundance only comes from your job? Or even as a business owner, abundance only comes through my business, and basically you become a slave to your job or to your business or to your abusive boss? Or to your partner? Are you thinking that abundance only comes through your partner and what your partner brings? And if you didn't have this person in your life, and maybe it's true, maybe they are the breadwinner, maybe you're the one who's taking care of the kids, or maybe you're the one who doesn't earn the same amount of money, right? But are you relying on something external of you and saying that that equals your abundance, that equals your well-being, that equals your happiness, that's where your power is? That is 3D. And that has been the blueprint, the roadmap to how we've been controlled, is all of these different entities saying that if it wasn't for me, you would be poor, you would be sick, you would be all of these things. And the truth is, we do need systems to really thrive, but it's different than buying into the bullshit that all of these systems are where all the power is. I have no inherent power because the pharmaceutical companies have the power, and if I didn't have this drug, I would die. Or my company has this power, and if I didn't have this job, then I would die, right? So there's all of these ways where if we are externalizing our power, it means we are controlled by our fear, and we're stuck in 3D reality. When we're in 4D reality, we are aware of the dynamics. We see the power structures. We see how we're being screwed. We see how we're being manipulated, and we reclaim our power. And we are moving from a place of just reaction and anger and violence and all of this stuff into a place of acceptance, into a place of love, into a place of peace. And so in the middle of that process, right, and you'll find this, I found this a lot, you're going to be really crazy with your emotions because you're purging through generations of trauma. And you yourself, your physical body, you're moving through a lifetime of programmed scarcity, and it's going to make you angry. It's going to make you upset. It's going to make you angry that you've been willingly giving away your power to this person and that entity and that organization, right? That's going to make you kind of pissed off. So it's perfectly normal in the transition to 4D that you're purging your feelings. You're feeling your feelings. You're feeling kind of crazy. Like you feel great one minute and then you're like insanely upset or insanely lonely or insanely angry the next moment. The key is hold steady to your internal core. That could mean come back to your breath. It could mean come back to your faith, come back to your heart, come back to a solid belief that everything is working out for you. You need a grounding force when things go crazy as you're detoxifying, if you will. And so the best thing for you to do is find something within yourself that you can ground yourself to. Find a belief that makes you feel at peace and just hold on tight. Believe it, hold it, resonate it so that, maybe you're saying it out loud and that energy just like resonates through your aura into the ether. And that's when you know you're in the transition to the 4th dimension and on the way to the 5th. Because once you're in the 4th, you're basically in the 5th. It's really just a hop, skip, and a jump away, and you're in the 5th dimension. It's just a matter of truly purging that fear and scarcity and really embracing this unconditional love. Because in the 4th dimension, you're basically like, oh, I see oneness. The 5th dimension, it is only oneness. It is all oneness. You have no enemies. There is no other you. There is nothing separate from you. They are just other versions of you, other versions of source. It's copy paste, right? So in the 5th dimension, it is truly oneness and is truly unconditional love, which means I don't need anyone to change in order for me to be happy. Even if I believe this person is not doing great things, I can truly love and accept them because, again, remember, I see their purpose in the greater scheme of things. I see that they're helping people. Their actions are awakening people to their own inner goodness, to their own inner God. They're awakening people through righteous anger so that these people can become more powerful. You see that. And so, in the 3rd dimension and to a certain extent in the 4th dimension, you're like, oh, there's so much bad in the world. But in the 5D, you just see like from soul's perspective and you're like, I get it. How do you know if you're leaving the...
Like, that had to happen so this can happen. Like, it's like a cause and effect, Even down to, like, some people can't be woke. We need people that's not woke, And just how it is, Some people just came down here to be asleep and they just playing their role. Everybody's just playing their role. It's just how it is.
So approximately 5,500 years ago, during the Sumerian Egypt invasions, human DNA was scrambled, unplugged, and there was human memory wiped by the negative aliens, if you want to call it Anunnaki or fallen angelics. There's been 3 memory wipes, and this was the latest one. And so how did they do this and why did they do this? So they did this by taking over Stargate 4 in Egypt. And if you take over Stargate number 4, which is the heart chakra, dimension 4, DNA strand 4, they created an artificial 5D wormhole in Saqqara, Egypt. And they started to run, whoever controls a Stargate controls the flow of information that comes through that portal, and they started running scrambled codes into the planetary morphogenetic fields. And so these scrambled codes literally would interfere with the fire lettering in the DNA strands of human beings. So it scrambled the human race memory, and humanity in essence got cut off from dimensions 4, 5, and 6, got cut off from its memory, and every DNA strand actually holds cellular memory. So it forgot. It got cut off from its higher sensory perception. It got cut off from its soul. It got cut off from its natural ascension timelines. And now they scrambled the human DNA and they made humanity forget 5,500 years ago. And then they started creating and promoting a false history. So they rewrote history, and they started saying that the most ancient records are the Sumerian tablets from 5,500 years ago. And they started promoting a false father god religion, and that the Jehovian Anunnaki, that's where the word Jehovah comes from, are the creator gods of humanity. So in essence, they took over Stargate 4, scrambled the human DNA by running scrambled codes, a white blank slated human memory, and then they started promoting a false father god religion such as Jehovah and the Anunnaki. The fallen draconian based Roman Catholic Church started to get involved as well, and they started indoctrinating humanity by taking over and influencing through the church the political environment and the leaders of that time into patriarchal domination, violent religions, sexual misery programming, and recycling of souls on the astral plane, and many other modalities and methods they instituted to start a mind control plan for patriarchal domination and continued enslavement of all of humanity. And let me remind you, they're doing this because through repeated free will choice, they cut themselves off from source. And if you cut yourselves off from the source of all energy, you need to parasitize energy, put yourself as a false creator god, change the base 12 code to base 10 code, and create mind control programs, because whoever controls the mind controls the soul. And they're feeding off of the fear and the energy that they're creating through elaborate mechanisms. And so this plan is, continuously running these mind control programs, and it's culminating into the proposed plan of 2030, the One World Order plan, which, Klaus Schwab and his homies meet in the World Economic Forum to discuss every year. So the fallen angelics also utilized humans to write the Bible. Let me repeat that. The fallen angelics utilized human beings to write the Bible at the Council of Nicaea, and who was there? Do your own research. The Church of Rome represented all of these Jehovah and Anunnaki. They all came together and they chose 80% truth, 20% distortion, and to create a manuscript, which is the most popular book in the world, to religious mind control from the Jehovian Anunnaki. And they wrote the Armageddon software and crucifixion implants to block the pineal gland, to institute fear, and to make angelic humans give their energy and power outside of themselves to a false creator god. And they did this by inserting holographic inserts to project into mind control using negative alien technology. The Draconians from the Orion group also infiltrated the Church of Rome, and they used the false crucified Christ figure, false father god religion of the Jehovah, to wage psychological and spiritual warfare and mind control and brainwash humanity through religious fear, persecution, ultimately to try to get them into enslavement. And check this out. The Armageddon story in the Christian Bible, as discussed in the book of Revelation, is based on the Atlantean cataclysm. Remember Atlantis, there was a fall of Atlantis. This cellular memory is still alive in celestial human beings. And so the Armageddon story in Revelation is based on the Atlantean cataclysm and its reptilian software being used to torment humans from their cellular memories of Atlantis and Lemuria, where massacres happened in Lemuria and Atlantis. And so we have this cellular memory. Though they cut the 4th, 5th, and 6th stranded DNA off, they're using the biblical story of Revelation to reawaken that fear-based terminology of Armageddon to try to once again control humanity and feed off humanity through fear. Good news. This 26,000 year cycle, dark age, where we forgot, where we were told that there's false creator gods, father god, patriarchal domination is slowly starting to unwind because the truth, we're on another cycle now. We're entering to another cycle. And the core frequency of Mother Earth, the Schumann resonance is increasing. Some call it the golden age, the return cycle to source. And as this starts happening, we start to remember. And in the ceremonies that I actually facilitate, the heart protocol, some people are starting to remember their Atlanteus and reawaken their Atlantis cellular memory. For every DNA strand that is accreted, they start having a cellular memory. And people in the middle of their ceremonies are literally saying, I'm having a DNA strand upgrade. And their higher sensory perception comes online. Their cellular memory that was wiped from them starts coming back online, and they start remembering. And people are having visions of flying into Atlantis on spaceships. People are having visions of the times they talk to dolphins. People are having visions of the time of as a high priestess in Atlantis. And we're starting to remember and starting to actually rewrite these past timelines into a timeline that Atlantis is still rising. And we are remembering that we are who we've been looking for. We do not need a middleman, a religion, or a guru. G-U-R-U. And we're starting to rebalance our matriarchal and paternal beings into one and remember our codes that we are source. All things flow from source, all things return to source, and all things are now bathing in source. And the sacred law of one and the law of holarchy, not hierarchy, is coming back, because eventually the truth will always be revealed. And higher oscillation entrains lower vibration, and love wins. Shout out to Lisa Renee for transcribing this information on Ascension Glossary. Newer, let's go.
You definitely knew into New Earth. I'm pretty sure everyone can feel the energy. You know, even the people that's not woke, they can feel the energy. Everybody feeling it, you know. But hey, man, everybody gonna wake up on their own time.
So this is the documented moment of conception. And the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg, and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens. Isn't that amazing? Light happens when life happens. So this is the documented...
I don't quite understand that, but I kind of get what she's saying. Life happens when life happens. Interesting.
Honestly, I don't give a shit. I will personally lose my shit over the smallest minor inconvenience, and then I will go ahead and blame my zodiac sign for that, because who needs accountability? Honestly, I don't give a shit. I will personally...
Okay, so that I stay safe and I can come back and I stay alive, I want to tell you something. I will give you a hint of what he showed me. It's going to happen, and you have to get rid of these metals in your body. And I know exactly how to do it very easily. If you want to do it fast and quick, it would be green drinks. There's something with chlorophyll that has to do with it. It matches. It's very close to your blood in its structure. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so you have to have a carrier that will grab things and take them out of your body, okay? So if you want to know what's going to happen, and it could happen tomorrow, it could happen, but they're going to say it's something else. You're going to have to do your own thinking about this. I don't want to get in trouble, but just stick a piece of foil in a microwave and picture that in your body. Because you can't see a microwave, but you can see the results of it when it's present. And you know to not put foil in the microwave, because you just do it once, and then you have a fireworks show that the neighbors talk about, because frequencies affect different things. And if something is coming that is intentional, if it hits something that's...
This is why I heavily stress the importance of detoxing heavy metals out of the body, such as arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury. And all over the country, there's been reports of record-breaking temperatures. This is why I have been promoting chelation therapy, okay? And this is heavy metal chelation using cilantro and chlorella can naturally remove an average of 87% of lead, 91% of mercury, and 74% of aluminum from the body within 45 days. This cilantro chlorella tincture is specially formulated to expel heavy metal. It's a heavy metal detox formula. And during this process, I heavily recommend to consume foods rich in chlorophyll, green leafy vegetables. Based on the statements the guy made in the beginning of this video, he assumed that they planning something, all right? And he basically saying it's going to be like another pandemic, so to speak, and they're going to address it up like something else. And he basically wanted to make us aware to detox heavy metals. This is what I've been telling everyone. All right, chelation therapy. All right, and he expressed that you need something to move the metal out of the body. That's the process and scientific method of chelation therapy. All right, that's the tincture that I have available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension. And again, as the gentleman stated, there's something that they're putting into motion. All right, now me personally, my hypothesis is it could be something associated with the simulators, right? With the deceptive technology. And, we seen sunflowers turn on their back on it. We seen, dogs acting very peculiar with the sun, barking at it as if they know something we don't know. We know the animals are associated and in touch with nature. We see the animals acting very peculiar, all right? So something's going on. And my whole recommendation is to make sure you're detoxing. Consume things like spirulina, moringa, anything green leafy vegetables, fruits and vegetables, and ensure that you go through a chelation therapy, family, okay? Lots of chlorophyll. For all high-quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual exploration, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies.
Hey, these them erasers with them sprinkles on it. Hey, this is what it would look like if food labels were honest. You finna see a lot of your favorite.
Let me crack this egg.
1, 2, 3. Hey! That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice. Can I do it to you?
A little bit of salt in it. And then you have to mix it really.
What you get? What the fuck?
I'm gonna crack one egg.
Let me crack this egg. If you're a creative person, you literally just have to create more. The more that you create, the more the magic happens. So I got into a mode of just making more music, continue to make music every day. And before you know it, I made my best song.
Yeah, this shit up here is like what? 500 feet like that. Yeah, this shit.
No. No, that nigga just fake that shit. That nigga is a fucking dramatic ass. Yo. No.
W actor. He learned how to act. Look at him. He just knew he was gonna do something on DVD. He's like, this gonna work.
You know that red fruits are great for the blood. They also improve gut health and they calm the nerves. And yellow or orange fruits are great for cleansing, are good for the immune system, circulation, things like that. Your purple and blue fruits are great for the brain. These are oxygenators, and they are great for lowering blood pressure. Eating your green foods is great for lowering cholesterol. They are also great for your organs and your cells. They are packed with chlorophyll, so they're great for aging and helping the skin. All I'm saying is, don't not eat healthy until you try it. Most people always holler that health food is so expensive, but the main question should be, why is unhealthy food so cheap? Let's get healthy. You know that red fruits are great for the blood.
I don't remember saying that. And this is coming from somebody that smokes.
So people don't understand when I tell them I don't drink water, I don't drink GMO water, that man takes tap water and restructure it and put chemicals in it and heat it up, reverse osmosis, distilled, all that. Let me show y'all what water I drink. It's called H3O2, structured water. Here we go. So see that? That's watermelon juice. When that separates, it turns into structured water. There's no perfect water except this. Looking young like I did when I was 19, bro. Y'all better get on it, man. So people don't understand when I tell them I don't.
Watch this video before it's removed from the internet.
People can't go to sleep without cutting the TV off because they need radiation to soothe them. People can't go to sleep without cutting these ultraviolet lights off, all these synthetic lights, because they need radiation to soothe them. People can't go to sleep without listening to a fan because we so addicted to radiation because the melanin content of our body is already radioactive. So instead of getting that addiction from the sun, we get it from all this synthetic artificial environment. And that's the reason why we can't sleep.
You said something super key there when you talk about the ultraviolet radiation and stuff that we get from the blue light. You know, our bodies have a direct effect, of course. Everything emits violet. Everything emits radiation.
Everything.
Right? But it has an effect on your body and your bloodstream.
Yeah, facts.
You understand me? Because, you know, the water in your body is connected to the radiation.
Yeah.
You understand me? It brings consciousness to the unseen.
So now we're talking about beyond our senses.
So now when we're moving in an environment and we detect things that, you know, we feel, because that feeling, we think of it only from like this abstract emotional sense. Yeah. You know, but we don't think of it that these are real detectors that let us know what's happening in our environment.
And a lot of it is through your skin. It's called skin receptors. One of them is called the Merkel's disc. So inside your skin, remember I was saying about embryology, you have the endodome, the ectoderm, and the mesoderm. Well, your skin is made from the same cells as your brain and your nervous system. And this is where hair is for. Hair is an extension of your nervous system. Hair is also a eliminating organ too. Yeah. It's a eliminating organ. It's a limited, but it's most definitely a sensus. These antennas.
I talked about this with Mike Rashid on how the warriors grow their hair because those are antennas of intuition.
Samson and his locks in the Bible. Yeah. And this actually is, so basically the body scans the environment by way of the hair. You got hair on the outside of your body and you have hair on the inside of your body. And through these you got Merkel discs, you have weathery sensory discs that shows the temperature, how to regulate your temperature to your thyroid. That's how you get goosebumps or the hair stand up on you. Like, even though our eyes and our ears is not hearing, you still have your skin, which is the true 6th and 7th sense. That is very familiar with everything that's going around you. So if you look at it from a scientific point, they say that we are looking at the universe through a peephole. So you only gonna see what that peephole allow you to see, but there's different frequencies and vibrations, or what we're gonna call CO2 constituents, which is nothing but light and vibration. And that's where all things truly exist at. So, you know, for instance, you have something called a dog whistle. You can blow that dog whistle all day. Can we hear it? No, but do it wake up the neighborhood and dogs start barking, showing that there's frequencies that such on a high sensitive level that we're not in tune to no more.
At 19 hertz, you understand me, human hearing disappears. Like, we can't hear below that. You know, that frequency of the beast, right? Yeah. It's a fear frequency, 19 hertz. 19 hertz. Right? So a lion has it within their roar. Fact. Right? But they also put it within movies and things of that nature. Like, you might be a grown man watching a scary movie wondering why you shivering it's not that your heart fears it. It's that it's literally sending a frequency. They call it the ghost frequency as well. Because you can't hear it, but you feel it.
Facts.
Right? And that's what creates the differentiation between your senses. Like there's something there, I can't see it, but I feel it. So your body is jumping, trying to figure out what's happening. So they entrain that within the frequency of, the movie. So the whole time you on a low vibration, you being fearful.
Fear. False evidence appearing real.
And then there's a frequency of the birds. I forget what the actual hertz is, but it's way higher. Right?
In tune with the brain.
And it heal tinnitus. You understand me? Ringing in the ear. So I thought about that because, we in the belly of the beast that's built off fear. This country is built off fear. There's marketing built off fear. Everything is built off fear. If I can keep you on that fear frequency, I can control you.
Facts.
But if you ever, ascend more so to that height, you understand me, beyond that beast frequency to the birds, you understand me, and to the higher self, then that's when you can heal and that's when you live above it.
So what about the language of the birds? And,
the language of the birds.
And I talk about this a lot, you know what I'm saying? Getting to the language of the birds. And, one of the good ways to do that is starting at the table, eating high frequency foods, food that grows highest, closest towards the sun.
Watch this video before it's removed from the internet.
People can't go to sleep without.
There's an acceleration now. Okay, you're going to start noticing that a lot of people are leaving this planet, and not older people, not people who are sick even, but from random things. If they are an awakened one, a chosen one, or a light worker, do not be scared for them. Don't you be scared. It is part of the awakening. It is ascension. And if your soul has completed its mission, your oversoul might call you back. You might be done. Because we are shifting. That's part of this shift. And it's going to be weird. Weirder than it already is. This ascension, it requires a commitment level that not everyone can apply. And not everyone's supposed to. I love you. There's an acceleration now.
The Matrix is real, all right? I wrote about this in my new book, Fractal Holographic Universe, The Matrix Code Revealed. And in there I talk about the Matrix and what it is. And you have to understand that there's many matrices, right? One is the financial matrix, another one is the prison matrix, another one is the educational matrix, another one the political matrix, the religion matrix. You see, these are all different matrices. So it's not just one, there's many matrices stacked on top of one another, and we're experiencing all of these systems simultaneously. And then at the very top of all of that is the universal matrix that we're living in, this fractal holographic light matrix. Now, in order to transcend the matrix, you have to understand which one you're transcending. Are you trying to get out of the educational matrix, the financial matrix, this political matrix, or the governmental matrix? And all it takes is more awareness. You might overcome one matrix and still be stuck in another. We see this all the time, right? And so it's this process of understanding what has you in their grasp, and how to get out of it by becoming aware, and how to stop playing that game, and how to free yourself from that system. Now that's the generalized matrices that exist all around us, and you can break one at a time. The Matrix is real, all right? I wrote about this in my new book.
Look at this baby. That is funny. That was too funny.
Here. 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 don't eat anything all day. I only eat one meal a day. And the reason that I only eat one meal a day is because your body go through 3 phases. Your body go through ingestion, then your body go through digestion, then your body go through cleansing. So I only eat once a day. When I'm on tour, when I'm touring, I try to refrain from my consumption of animal products because it leaves plaque in the veins and it takes longer for the body to break it down. So I kind of go like plant-based. I guess my lifestyle is fast because I only eat one meal a day. But like when I fast,
Water fast and things like that.
like when I do that kind of fast, I do like maybe usually like 10 days, and you know it's just rejuvenation to the body. Your HGH hormones spike, your human growth hormone, they go up. It's beautiful. Fasting is the cure for everything. I don't eat anything all day. I only eat one meal a day, and the reason
fasting is the key to a lot of stuff. I mean, it just be like, I don't know. Some people be stress eating. Just eating in general, just like, it's hard to stop, right?
If I disagree with the way America was created, right?
Mm-hmm.
A white person says is anti-American to say this country was built on slavery and racism. The country was built on slavery and racism. Me stating a fact doesn't make me anti-American. Me saying that the original Hebrews were all African, that there were no white Jews in Kemet, is a historical fact. That doesn't make me an anti-Semite. In order for me to be an anti-Semite, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of Jews. To be anti-American, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of Americans. For me to be homophobic, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of LGBTQs. You follow me? So to be
the key word is the hatred.
The hatred. You have to be about hatred and bigotry. That's where freedom of speech stops. If I disagree with the way America was created, right?
Mm-hmm.
A white person says is anti-American to say this country was built on slavery and racism. The country was built on slavery and racism. Me stating a fact doesn't make me anti-American. Me saying that the original Hebrews were all African, that there were no white Jews in Kemet, is a historical fact. That doesn't make me an anti-Semite. In order for me to be an anti-Semite, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of Jews. To be anti-American, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of Americans. For me to be homophobic, I have to promote the hatred and oppression of LGBT.
If you want to grow, if you want to expand, you got to go back to the living foods that the Creator made. Now, keep in mind, I also want you to understand, it is not your fault why you eat dead flesh or why you're addicted to the dead flesh. At a very young age as a baby, remember your brain goes through this receptive state that allows you to learn human language and human behavior. So during that very same time, while your brain go into that receptive state for you to learn, they also was feeding you certain type of foods during that time. Those food that you consume, they actually affect your pituitary gland and your hypothalamus. So your hypothalamus start to produce certain type of chemicals because your hypothalamus actually assists you to constitute reality. So even when you're in love and you start to form a bond with your partner, right? And you don't know why you feel so attached to the person. That's because your brain is also producing dopamine. That's the pleasure, that's your pleasure center. And when you're in love, the hypothalamus produces what we call oxytocin. So the more oxytocin that your brain actually produces, it makes you feel more in love and it makes you bond. So literally within your brain is producing a chemical that's allowing you to feel more of a stronger bond with the person that you're dealing with. Also, once you consume certain type of foods, now the hypothalamus is also producing the dopamine, which is a pleasure, and dopamine is the molecule of more. If you want to grow, if you want to expand, you got to go back to the living foods. That
crazy. Is love just like a chemical or something? That's all it is, huh? It's interesting.
There is nothing holy about Israel. It's an allegory. Isis, Ra, and El, left feminine.
Hold on. Did he just go into another dimension? I gotta see that again. Skip that.
There is nothing holy about Israel. It's an allegory. Isis, Ra, and El, left feminine and right masculine brains. When these two electrical forces unify and become the Star of David, this is when you unlock El, which means God, consciousness. The Holy Land is your consciousness. It's an elevated state of consciousness. Why do you think Moses went up on a mountain to meet with God? It's an allegory for raising your frequency, raising your consciousness, to altering it beyond physical. Noah's Ark, he goes on the mountain with God and kills all of the flesh. It's allegorical for raising your consciousness and killing the desire for physical flesh and physical material things, because your mind is not a part of the physical plane. It's a higher dimension. The mind is God. The Bible's written in allegorical code so that it engages us to use our right brains and decipher things and engage in critical thinking. Today, we're just given everything. We're given information. This is why we're so stupid. We need to use our right brains and decipher symbols. This is why the ancients were so advanced. There is nothing holy about Israel. It's an allegory.
Guys got rid of this. They're like pops.
This is the perfect example showing you that you are who you hang around. That you are a product of your environment. As y'all can see, they all start off at different times. But then they start to get influenced by the first ticker. And see, now this is a universal language of frequency. All frequencies can be tuned. And your thoughts and actions, they all have a certain frequency. So now you ask yourself, who are you hanging yourself around? Who's inside of your environment? Is the people around you, they getting money, they out the way, they doing good for themselves? Or the people around you, they trying to crash all the time? Even if you're not around them, somehow in some way, you end up tuning yourself to the same frequency. You know, like they say, birds of the same feathers, they flock together. So make sure you align yourself with people that's doing better for themselves. Because then subconsciously you'll start doing better for yourself. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this video in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And remember, if y'all want the sauce on how to blow up on social media, comment down below ATM. I'm gonna send it right to you.
We all know that 2025 is going to be an interesting year, right? So you know how everybody talks about these reptilians and how they've been living amongst us. Yes, reptilians been around for what, thousands of years. Some of y'all even have DNA in y'all, reptilian DNA in y'all, and y'all don't even know it. Now, my question is, are you reptilians that are going to reveal yourself in 2025? If it's something that is needed to be done, can the human brain comprehend something outside of itself due to the fact that humans run on straight ego, thinking that they're the only thing in this universe and that God finds them to be just the only special creatures that ever existed. Now, for me, as a person who is enlightened and knows certain things, like, I just want to know, to everybody, not just the reptilians, but to everybody, do y'all think that 2025 is going to be an interesting year? And what do y'all expect to be revealed?
The reptilian hybrids have been known to shapeshift temporarily into their reptilian form. So that's happened with 3 of them whom
be exporting chicken to the Chinese.
Can we buy a Chinese firm?
No, not right now.
Then why should they buy one of ours?
Why not?
Because we can't buy one of theirs. Open up the market. Very, very well,
Yes,
Clarice.
we have capitalism and we embrace it, and they
don't,
yes,
Clarice.
We all know that 2025 is going to be an interesting year, right? So you know how everybody talks about these reptilians and how they've been living amongst us? Yes,
Honestly, I really think that, yeah, they might reveal this stuff next year. Who knows? It's getting to that point. It's like, it's getting thinner and thinner. The veil's getting thinner and thinner. It's like, they're getting to a point. It's like, all right, you got me. You know? So, yeah, man, go ahead. Reveal yourself.
For some reason, I grew a strange interest in animals. I am not taking any chances. Do y'all remember when I said this? The creature that don't even look like it's supposed to be from this earth. Or could it have just been a creature from space? Now, you can say what you want, but I bet you we are not the only beings, only species, only creatures that are in this universe. So, I did some digging on some of these animals, and they look like some of these gods or alien races. Let's just start with these lions. There is an alien race called the Lyrans who have incarnated here physically and spiritually to help us evolve our consciousness. You know that saying they drew it because they synced it? On the walls of Egypt. And y'all know how they say that dolphins are way smarter than humans? Well, that's not a coincidence either. There's a tribe called the Dogon. They have strong beliefs that these amphibious fish-like creatures, ancestral fish-like spirits who came from the sky and taught them so much spiritual information that they use to this day. Because we just can't deny the existence of mermaids. Dolphins are highly intelligent beings, must have got it from them. There's also another alien race called the avians. They look like birds and they're like 8 feet tall. They exist in a very, very high dimension. They're trying to help us find unity instead of being separate from each other. They have been known to speak through these birds as spirits. And again, they drew it because they saw it. They have already been here. Do not get me started on these snakes. There are depictions of them everywhere as high vibrational beings. They drew it because they saw it. And if y'all don't know about these reptilians already, who have shape-shifting abilities, who have taken root in our political, social, religious, and financial part of our system, sometimes known to be working with the Illuminati. Oh yeah, the elephants too, giving wisdom and knowledge. Some of these animals are not just animals, and could be descendants of these alien races. So take a good look around nature. You just might see what these aliens actually look like. But y'all stay dangerous. For some reason,
That is interesting though, like seeing a lion on it like a human body. It's weird. I'm pretty sure it's something out there like that though. Right.
I don't know if you've seen the AMP cipher. Davis. Oh, he AI'd his own song? I think so, fam. Why? There's no way that he sounds like Tory Lane. Did you hear it? I'll play it for you after the video. Well, maybe he can sing. Yeah, the studio was probably cooking though. Like the engineer probably cooked his voice. I don't know if it's a theory, but Kai's was written by Yachty, right? Oh yeah, I can see that. That had the Yachty flow. It sounded like Yachty. So yeah, 100%.
Heard you got a coupe, I got a coupe, but it's a Benz though. Kept it playing even when she tell me, but we friends though.
I mean, if you're homies with them, why not? And right? If you have the money to pay for a ghostwriter, you probably do it. Everybody probably ghostwrited that shit. Yeah, maybe yeah. Phantom was kind of hard though. Oh, Phantom's a rapper though, so I like. Oh, he's actually a rapper. Yeah, he's actually a rapper. He's been doing it. So like every cipher, he's been like. Oh, okay. Davis, bro. The moment I heard him, like, no, it has to be AI, bro. I don't know if you've seen the AMP cipher. Davis.
I don't know. I feel like it was AI too, though. You might really be seeing it. But it is auto-tune.
Certain points in the evolution of the Turnicium, there were other extraterrestrial forces that weren't originally wanting to participate in the Turnicium experience, in the experiment of creating the Turnicium, that decided they wanted to take it in their own direction. So they came and they interbred with some of them. They distorted the gene code of the original Turnicium. And because of that distortion, there was a certain clarity of consciousness that was lost by the Turnicium. Some of their race began to digress. They began to lose touch with, they had a consciousness that felt total at one-ment with God. And it was a state of love and joy and and beauty that's very hard to describe. When they got involved with some of the other extraterrestrial groups that did not have that high of a gene code, it reduced their own. And it also reduced their ability to identify that strongly with the God presence, with the harmonious operations of the universe. So some of them evolved into a species called the Atlanteans. Not the Atlanteans, but Atlanteans. There's only one T in that name. That was where our original race memories of Atlantis actually came from. It came from Harmonic 2 in Atlantean. They began to have problems with what we would term here ego. They began to see themselves as very powerful, and they began to see power as something not to be used just in love and in service to the universe, but as something that they could collect and use against other beings. There were, in the Atlantean civilization, there was a group of them called the Templar Solar Initiates, who were appointed as the guardian keepers of certain of the energy dynamics of planet Terra. It was a very, very sacred position, and it was given to them by something called the Sirian Council from the planetary star systems of Sirius. They had given them, because the ones from Sirius were part of the parentage of the Tyrannissium race, and they had entrusted their children with this very, very sacred job. Well, the Templar Solar Initiates goofed up big time, to put it mildly. Our Atlantean memories, which we all have at some level, deep down in our gene code, are the memories of what the Tyrannissium did to Terra in their abuse of power. And what they did was they used certain crystalline technologies, which are chelantic technologies, as was discussed in some of the other classes that I gave. They used them in a way that caused implosions and then explosions within the energetic grid of planet Terra. Part of planet Terra, not the whole thing, but part of it broke off. Its energetic form dismantled instead of being together. When a planet or a being begins to dismantle itself energetically, that is the opposite of evolution. It is de-evolution. It is moving backwards and digressing into something less than what it was, rather than evolving into something that it was supposed to become. So the Tyrannissium race from the second harmonic universe began to digress and abuse power, and how, because of that abuse of power, that the planet Terra underwent a tragedy, where a part of its substance was literally blown apart. Now, where did that substance go? It left the second harmonic universe. It dismantled itself in energy terms, and it fell in vibration. It fell in speed. Its particles began to pulse slower. It ended up in the first harmonic universe. The fragments of Terra became our solar system, and there are 12 planets. One of them imploded a long time ago. It was called Maldak, and we have an asteroid belt now, I believe, where that once was. There's another planet that hasn't been discovered yet, and it's called Nibiru, and that's considered basically the 12th planet. And the sun is also considered a planet. So when the fragment came off of Terra from the second harmonic universe, it came into the first harmonic universe, and it created our Big Bang. The numbers are a bit off as far as where our scientists think the Big Bang occurred. It did occur, but not exactly for the reasons they think. And the planet existed before that Big Bang occurred. But what we are calling our solar system and the planets here were actually part of the planet Terra from the second harmonic universe. So our universe came into being this way, our solar system came into being this way, not our galaxy, just our solar system. The souls of the people who were on that portion of Terra when it exploded and disintegrated, they were killed. But when their bodies are killed, where does their consciousness go? Because they were part of an explosion, the energy structures, what we call particite grids, of their bodies and of their consciousness were also ripped apart. They dropped in vibration. They also ended up down here in the first harmonic universe. And if it were not for what was attempted and succeeded after that occurrence, those souls would have become part of what's called the unified field of energy within dimensions 1, 2, and 3. They would have become the firmament and the substance that other species would evolve with and through, rather than retaining a sentient identity of their own. They would lose all complete orientation of consciousness as a Tyrannissium. And they would start their evolutionary process from a lower level than they originally started it in the first place. Because the evolutionary strain of the Turinicium did not start down here. It started in the second harmonic universe. They were thrown all the way back down to the first, and they would have had to start basically as subatomic particles that make up, basic matter substance here. Certain points in the evolution of the Turinicium.
There's some true evil in this world, and your favorite brand is no exception. That's what Balenciaga apparently means. Nickelodeon Island is the same as the other thing. Monster Energy. Google play button. It's a dirty world, y'all. Not Walt Disney. Come on, Oreo. This is insane. It all makes sense. What do you think? Thanks for watching and stay weird. There's some true evil in this world, and your favorite brand is no exception.
Certain points.
So that stock market crash that everybody's preparing for, I think we seeing signs. Because now we having global stock market plummets all over the world. Check it out. Japan has the worst day in the stocks since Black Monday 1987. South Korea has one of its worst days since 2008. We got billionaires like Warren Buffett that's selling nearly half of their stocks in Apple. $75 billion worth. And then if you look at cryptocurrency, all of the cryptocurrency is plummeting. Literally, all of the cryptocurrency is plummeting. And we done heard plenty of billionaires speak about this crash. And I'm not just capping, gang. They drop an article saying that the banks is scared because of the weak economy. All I'm gonna say is strap your boots up, gang, because I think shit is about to hit the fan. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this video in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned. Remember, if y'all want the sauce on how to blow up on social media, comment down below ATM. It's about to get ugly.
Imagine a future race advanced technology so far to a point that where electronics looks like water. So, if water can conduct electricity, if water can hold memory, if water can change into so many different types of, solid, gas, liquid, what if water is advanced technology? And since our body is kept alive by electricity, it conducts the electricity in our body, and it holds the code for our DNA. It knows how to hold the memory, emotional memory. I believe that water plays a very important role in the amygdala, because even if you were to take out the hippocampus, the amygdala would still hold memory. And I think a large portion of that is due to water. So we've talked about ionization plenty of times in several videos. As above, so below. Now, the micro is a reflection of the macro, right? Electrolytes. These are the different forms of electrolytes in the body. Electrolytes are salts. They enter your body through food, and they dissolve into positive and negative charges. Notice that these electrolytes that dissolve into the charge that your body needs, they are the same that you will find when a man releases into a woman to create new life, that new charge. These are also known as ions. They control the flow of water into the cells and nerve impulses in the bodies. So ion channels control the flow of negative and positive charges into the cells, and water flows to the side with the most electrolytes. Osmosis, ionization, turning a neutral atom into an ion, or a charged atom, aka radiation, knocking electrons out of an atom. So if you have like alpha or beta past the electron, depending on the size, then you would just, the electromagnetic force will pull the electron out of the atom. Like if it's alpha, it has a charge of +2, the electron has a charge of -1. And it doesn't really have to be that close if it's alpha to be able to pull the electron out of the atom. Now think about salt and cell and water flow. Just a little fun fact, sea salt spray can stop lightning from occurring in an area. So I believe the meeting point between the two are the crystals in your pineal gland that connect you to the electromagnetic grid. This is how you receive your downloads, your ideas, your thoughts, your stream of consciousness. And you have to charge up, like standby mode, while the screensaver, the dreams play, right? Like your avatar charges up and you enter into another realm, if you will, where the lessons, the experiences of the day are played back to you in the forms of code, but also divine instruction, to where if you were aware enough and you could break down the code that's given to you in dreams and apply it to your waking life, then you would start to see how the synchronicity is the autograph of source, right? It's like it is the agreement from source to let you know that you are in alignment with your highest calling. And it's a loop. You charge up, you rise up, and then you lighten up, meaning you lighten your frequency. You have to match the frequency of heaven's gates, right? But the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. So this is where your soul is sitting in the driver's seat while you are driving this smart vehicle. Now the term smart is not inherently good or bad, it's how you perceive it. We think that it's bad because in modern day they use it for nefarious reasons. But almost everything is inverted. Think of the symbols that we think of evil today and how they were used in ancient times. I can't say them because this video would be bad. So when you hear I'm the Alpha and Omega, like I hear I'm the Alpha, like the Alpha that's pulling that electron. And it's no coincidence that in the Bible they represent Jesus as a fish. In astrology, the fish is represented by Pisces. Pisces represents a huge body of water. So they were telling you the beginning, the end, the Alpha, the Omega, everybody.
I need you to hear this video. Just listen to what this man is saying. We've been predicting this. I've been trying to warn my people of this. But listen to what this video said.
Now seeing the mainstream media all of a sudden turn to the United States is in a recession. And we have Gooseby with the Fed. And again, guys, I'm going to go over this in the second video. What does he say? U.S. doesn't look like it's in a recession. But guys, we see all the indicators, credit cards, delinquencies and car payments, bankruptcies, and we know small businesses are taking a beating, which we know small and medium-sized banks are taking a beating. And what happens after that? Unemployment is going to skyrocket, and they notice, but they need to bring in the machines. Only thing we do is need that crisis, because we know the Fed is not going to say, I took your money. It has to be a big distraction, so therefore they can start building this fourth industrial revolution.
And you remember the video where this man is talking? He's talking about he's building the machines, he's wiring up the machines that are going to build the robots. That's the fourth industrial revolution. Everything going automated, everything going digitized. It's all going to happen in one swift swoop, but they need a distraction. A lot of people have been calling me crazy, I'm fear-mongering, I'm speculating, but a lot of these people can't even read a fucking chart, so you can't even really take the words from those types of people. They can't read charts. They don't understand the flow of money. I just proved that when the crypto market goes down, it's directly tied to the tech stocks, and when all those stocks go down, do you know what goes up? Commodities. These people don't even fucking know that. They don't even know what a Fibonacci retracement tool is. So again, be careful who is trying to tell you that I'm fear-mongering and I know nothing. Those are the same people that are going to be blindsided. I'm at least prepared for what this is going to happen to us. Mentally, that is. I don't think you could be economically or physically prepared. I'm at the point where I'm starting to think that it doesn't matter what you guys do to hedge. We're all getting rounded up into this UBI system. It is what it is. Both political parties are colluding together. Your vote does not matter. The only thing that matters right now is if y'all are well informed, and then maybe we all can make an educated response to stand against this. Or don't. Again, look at your children. Before you ever say I'm fear-mongering, how about you do your own research? I know a lot of you guys are lazy enough, but a lot of my followers know I'm speaking truth. That's why they follow me. And that's why I keep getting banned and they continue to follow me. Because I'm not going to lie to them. And they know the truth is more likely on their phone talking to a person who's been through the mix than they'll ever get truth from their political parties. Peace to the gods. I need you to hear this video. Just listen to what this man.
It's so crazy because it's like people don't realize the external is a reflection of the internal. So the way you feel about yourself is the way that you're gonna naturally ooze on the external type shit. You feel me? So it's like
they call it aura.
Aura, real nigga shit. Aura is a real thing, bro. Like the way you take care of yourself, your everyday habits reflecting your aura, and that's that non-verbal shit.
You can't cap about that type of shit, bro. You can cap about a lot of stuff in this world. You can cap about the jewelry you put on. You can cap about the clothes you put on. You can't cap about how your body look, bro. You can't cap about how you looking, bro. You can't cap about that.
That's a fact, bro.
It's literally a walking embodiment of your happiness.
No, bro, exactly. Like it's so crazy because it's like people don't realize the external.
Is they is that chicken and the hamburger? I don't know. It's funny that they talking about like aura and they're talking about like health, and he over here eating this, but it goes to show you that, man, it doesn't matter what you put in your body, man. You still gotta, you know, indulge a little bit, all right? It's okay to indulge a little bit, but, you know, don't try to, like, overdo it. You know, you eating that every day, you not even detoxing either. Like, come on.
You are not in 2024. We don't know what year we are truly in. This is how crazy it gets. So there are 28-day lunar cycles. So from a new moon to a full moon, it takes 28 days. This is why we call it a month, which is a month, because the ancients used the lunar calendar. 364 days in a year divided by 28 is 13. Where is the missing month? We should have an extra month. Therefore, we are not truly in 2024. Everything's been changed. And I'll tell you why. It's because the celestial bodies govern us. And they govern your body. There are cycles in your body with water, with the moon. This is why we call it a menstrual cycle for women. Because women are in harmony with the moon and the cycle of it. And it's the same with your body. The water in your body is being sucked or pulled by the moon. During a full moon, this is when people start to go crazy because the moon is pulling on the water in your body. So the ancients used to fast and be in sync with the moon. So because it affects our consciousness. So it's crazy, people. We don't even know what year we are in. And they are changing the calendars so that we are not in sync with the celestial bodies. You are not in 2024.
It's a gift called discernment.
Listen, the Christians in the comment section, oh my god. Oh, listen, I mean, zero offense at all, but they are mean. They're so mean. Like, damn, I'm trying to make a song about global warming and my Lucifer is lonely. They're like, she's Satan. Y'all are saying that. No offense though. Biggest rumor though now that I sold my soul to Satan. I gotta sell my soul 'cause I can't sing. I've always had really, really bad night terrors. It's really bad sometimes. I had the same reoccurring nightmare for 2 months. It was the same dream every single night. And it really just like fucked me up for the whole 2 months. And it affected me in my life. Like it affected the way that I viewed things and how I was, you know, talking to people and how I was thinking. And like, I just was different. And it was because of my dreams. It was like changing me as a person. And I've had them since I was younger. You know, I used to have them all the time.
It's a gift called discernment.
Listen, the Christians in the comments.
I don't know. Seems Satan to me. So.
Carbon. Very critical that this is why you have to really be thankful and be appreciative if you are a black man or woman or any melanated being on the planet, because it means biochemically you have a deeper connection to the universe, to nature, to the supreme being itself. We literally are the people of the stars, you could say, when it comes to how we are constructed. So that's why we have to continue to take, you know, minerals and eat things that are from the earth, because we are a part of it physically. Carbon 12 in particularly. When people break it down, you look at 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's where the original 666, right? Not the mark of the beast, 666, but we're talking about biochemistry. We're looking at not just the pigmentation, but our ability to connect to nature, the grounding, the sun, how we absorb nutrients at a higher rate, how our bones and tendons and ligaments, all of this in our tissue is constructed. It is deeper. It is more connected, I would say, more than the Caucasian, for example. We can go outside in the sun and be cool. You know, we can still get sunburned too, though. Don't get it twisted. Some black folks like, I can't get burned. Yes, you can. All right, don't get it twisted. But we can last far longer because of our melanin. So it is a deep gift, and it is something that the universe itself has. Melanin is found in everything from water to hair to, of course, in your blood, your skin, and all that. It's found in plant life. It's found in all these different things. So it's something that connects the life that reflects within itself. Very simple. That's why we have to eat plants. That's why we have to eat fruits and all of that. So that's just a basic level. Like, without even having to go into full depth of all of it, it's something to be appreciated. And I think people should study our brother, Dr. Layla Africa, you know, who has broken that down. May Allah be pleased with our brother, one of our ancestors now, who did beautiful, extensive work on that, including our brother, Dr. Kaba Kamene as well, who has done extensive work on that. But it's a serious thing to be thankful for, because those who do not have it are trying to buy it. I don't know if people know this, but melanin is something that's being sold in creams and these different applications. People are getting melanin injections right now to help to sustain their livelihood. People are doing this to this very day. So again, you know, that leans into other things as well, dealing with the organ trafficking and all that. There are a lot of people who know the benefit and the value of melanin, and they are doing all that they can to get as much as they can to sustain their livelihood. Meanwhile, we have it in abundance. Absolutely. Melanin, carbon.
Last night, Mr. Beast posted for the first time since the Ava Chris Tyson situation. And honestly, I didn't expect the reaction to be this big. People have been showing that he's been mass deleting comments in real time that mention anything about the Chris situation. But in efforts to stop that from dominating the comment section, it's only made it go more viral, because now Mr. Beast deleting comments is blown up across all social media platforms. People have been using Chrome extensions to see what the like to dislike ratio is, and it's currently on 2.9 million likes and 2 million dislikes. And even Ryan Trahan is now being dragged into this controversy, because the top comments on his video read, "Not a good time, Ryan," and yeah, timing of this video ain't it, chief. And the dislike ratio on that video has become one of the highest on his entire channel, despite it only being posted 24 hours ago. I mean, honestly, I never thought I'd say the words, but are we somehow witnessing the cancellation of Mr. Beast? Or will this controversy only make him bigger? Last night, Mr. Beast posted for the first time since the Ava...
Yeah, that dude got so much money, it don't even matter if you even get counsel. What is that gonna do? He's still about to get paid off of this video, so it really don't even matter.
This is the prison of the future where criminals would serve their entire sentence in less than 2 minutes. It's called Cognify, and it's meant to revolutionize the criminal justice system by using a device to synthetically implant AI-generated memories into the prisoner's brain. You see, the current prison system has a major problem. Many studies have shown that chucking a criminal into a cell does not reduce the likelihood of that person re-offending. So realistically, the only way that we're currently reducing crime is by keeping these people off the streets. Problem is, taxpayers are paying up to $3 million for just one prisoner's life sentence. That's why scientist Hashim Al-Ghaili came up with Cognify, because one day prisoners could choose to fast-track their rehabilitation. Firstly, the implant would target specific parts of the brain responsible for reasoning, memory, and logical thinking. The intensity and type of memories can then be adjusted depending on the crime. For example, violent offenders could relive their crime from their victim's perspective, feeling all of the pain, suffering, and trauma as if it was real and it was done to them. They could also experience certain memories designed to trigger empathy, remorse, and regret, which is a crucial part of rehabilitation. Inside the criminal's mind, time would also pass differently. 60 seconds in the real world could feel like 20 years for them. Hashim argues that by replacing long prison sentences with brief, intensive rehabilitation with Cognify, not only would you avoid the high cost of housing millions of inmates, but by actually rehabilitating offenders effectively, they could be reintegrated back into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. So the question is, do you think that this is a good idea, or is the current prison system better? This is the...
That's tough. That's worse than, being in prison.
If food labels were honest.
Coca-Cola.
Damn.
That wasn't be a cyber truck.
Damn, I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen this. Y'all remember Young Don the Sauce God? Bro, I remember watching his animations back in the day. Turns out he is officially working in construction. Look, the way this content creation is and the way this economy is set up, sometimes you gotta go get a job. You can't be proud and broke. Some people think that they're too good to work a job. But at the same time, it's like, gang, the point is to grind so hard that you don't have to work for somebody. And pretty much he had this big tweet where he said that he's been doing YouTube for like 8 years. He felt trapped and he decided to hop into construction, and he was talking about the benefits of it. And yes, bro, you can get a crazy bag doing construction. Do not sleep on those jobs, bro. Blue collar jobs are low key up. Going to college is cool, but getting a trade is so much better. You don't make crazy money within the first like 2-3 years that you work it, but you get it down the line. And I know a lot of people who work construction that got multiple cars and they got money. The only bad part about working construction is you gotta work like a madman though. You be working all the time and your body is beat. Damn, I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen this. Y'all remember Young...
The people y'all refer to as sleep, or the ones that lack self-awareness and stuff like that, y'all gotta understand there is a rubric, there is a script, there is a program that they have to abide by. You feel me?
Right.
Their spirit cannot process the information you are giving them. And how does that manifest? It manifests as,
when you say
conspiracy.
That, it reminds me like a USB chip or something. As you put in a computer, they only got like a certain files on it, That's exactly how like people that's like not woke. You only got like a certain files on it, like the USB. But it is what it is, man. Everybody's just playing their role.
Conspiracy theorist. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, this person is crazy. And it's not necessarily them thinking that. It's just they're not vibrating at a level high enough to process that information. It's kind of like when you're playing a video game and the video game has to go by a certain script and it has to go by a certain narrative and a storyline, and there's really nothing you can do to alter that unless you like add mods to the game. It's like you're at a certain level in a video game and you quite literally cannot go into the next level until you unlock it, until you acquire the things that's necessary to unlock these things. This is why when you explain something to somebody and you could lay it out in the most simplest terms, you could lay it out in black and white, and they still don't understand or they still reject the information, it's because their program is not designed for them to process that information. Just like if you're in a video game, if you're at level 2, the program is not designed for you to access level 5 until you get to level 5. This is why, especially with people who have no knowledge, no intellect, no wisdom in regards to the topic you're talking about, and they just retaliate with, oh, you're crazy, and they have no experience in these fields, that is part of their program. That is like, they cannot operate, they cannot give you a different dialogue. This is where the term NPCs come up. Y'all got to understand, a lot of these people are on autopilot. You know, and I know this is probably not y'all's first time hearing this, but these people are like filler characters in the movie. They're only there to make this shit appear real. This is why you'll see people out here with no common sense, or you'll see somebody do something or say something, and you're thinking to yourself, what would make you think or say or do something like that? And it's all just a part of their program. It's all to make this experience seem more real than what it actually is. See, we are governed by a Saturnian system, Saturn, you feel me? We are water molecules that became dense enough to have physical avatars. That's why when you hear the word saturation, notice the word Saturn is in it. And what is Saturn? What is saturation? It's retaining water, you feel me? Because the universe isn't anything but vibration and frequencies. It's nothing but water. So the more you ascend, the less dense you become, you feel me? Air is just a less dense version of water. Their mind, body, and soul, aka their water cycle, is too dense, it's too shallow for them to process and grasp this information. Because your certain state of mind governs the flow of your blood. And blood is just a more dense version of water. If you think negatively, your blood is going to flow in a certain way. If you think positively, your blood is going to flow in a certain way. Hence, your body is 75% water. You feel me? The earth is 75% water. You feel me? You are a microcosm of the macrocosm. The planet Earth is governed by Saturn. Saturation. You can't spell saturation without Saturn. Saturation means to retain water. And we all have our own water cycle and water flow. And this is why these people can't grasp your information. And one way you can understand your specific water cycle is through your birth chart, through astrology. You feel me? Because astrology, it quite literally tells you your flow, your currency, your frequency, your vibration. You in the infinite pool as a little raindrop, being this one human being. Notice how the field of astrology in the zodiac is governed by the sign Aquarius. What planet rules Aquarius? Saturn. Saturn in astrology also governs society. And what are most of these NPCs running off of? Societal expectations. What society says is right and wrong. The people y'all refer to as sleep, or the ones that lack self-awareness.
You gotta make that make more sense though, for the people that's like not woke or, you know, just NPCs or bots, whatever you want to call them. Alright, y'all. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it, learned something new. Was a very informative video, I would say. A lot in there in this video. We stayed for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. But hey, I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. If the weather is nice, get outside, get some sun. As always, I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.
Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are gawdzells alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another one. As always, you already know it's going to be a formative video, so stay tuned and let's get right into the video.
Like cadmium, which over time can link into the brain, causing onset of Alzheimer's dementia. The artificial dye in Takis and Gatorade stain your digestive system, restrict blood flow, and causes cramps and gastritis. Seedless fruits are actually fruits that have been cloned, therefore they have less fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients, so they should be avoided when possible. Eating high cholesterol foods like eggs when your liver already makes 80% of the cholesterol your body needs leads to high blood pressure, plaque in arteries, and possibly heart failure. As an online health influencer, I'm sorry if we make it seem like everything is bad for you. We just want to expose the food industry. Oh yeah, and I got my 16 detoxes 90% off right now, so click the link in my bio and don't miss out. Crab legs have the highest...
That's real.
What kind of dressing? You looking at it right now, like, you know what I mean? Put some seasoning on that thing, a little paprika, a little onion powder, a little cilantro, a little sea salt. You squeeze a lemon on there. You know, you put a little bit of extra virgin cold pressed olive oil on there, and then you're good to go. That's the dressing, you know? You don't need no Hidden Valley. You don't need no Uncle Thompson or whoever uncle. There's a lot of uncles out there that's feeding y'all bullshit, you know? Caesar, blue cheese. Them uncles don't give a fuck about you. That's why you waking up with all them pimples in your face. Boils under your underarm. Got a whole big zit on your penis because you eating all that goddamn dressing that got a 64-month shelf life. You need to just make your own. Make it fresh. Go to the market, get you some fresh cilantro, fresh basil, fresh dill, lemon, key lime, olive oil, avocado oil. You know, you make it yourself. That's the dressing. Dress it up real nice and make it real for you. And watch it love you. Because all that other shit, Hidden Valley, Uncle Benson, Uncle Tom, Aunt Jemima, like if I was you, if there's a brand out there that start with somebody's aunt or somebody's uncle, run the fuck away. Because your uncle don't care, your aunt don't care. They trying to kill you. You don't see it? Because I do. Boy. What kind of dressing? You looking at it right now.
Like, said, whoever uncle run away. That was funny.
So it's just a conscious thing where most of the people right now, they're just like puppets every day, as you can tell. They don't have a mind of their own. They don't express independent thought, and they just kind of like go with the flow or the status quo of whatever standard is set for them to follow, and they just jump on it and they stay on that path until they're dead, basically. Everything that goes into your body and goes into your mind is coming from institutions. So you've been institutionalized mentally, physically, and spiritually. Mentally, you're institutionalized by what? By when you go to school, put your name on a piece of paper and say you got a degree. You're smart now. You're not smart. You're just good at regurgitating information. That's why they give you a...
Hold on, I'm sorry. I just seen some comment. It says, that's why you bless your food with the Bible. But, you know, you're still eating death, you know. But I just have to... I guess that's his way, so he can still eat it. But hey, it's your life. You do you.
Test. If you can regurgitate the information and take the programming accurately as how they basically program you, then they give you a high score. And if you don't regurgitate the program that well, they give you a low score, right? And try to make you feel bad about it. Then spiritually, they give you all this institutionalized religion. So mentally, physically, and spiritually, you're institutionalized. But you're not able to see that though. You get up every day and it's like, oh yeah, this is real life. Eat your medicated food, take your medicated brainwashing information, and your institutionalized religions. So they got you on all three planes of existence. Remember, you exist mentally, physically, and spiritually. So it's just a conscious thing where most of the people right now...
Noah's Ark never existed. It's a metaphoric story about you. Noah's Ark is in your brain. Noah meets God on a mountain. The mountain is your spine, and God is your consciousness. The mountain represents a heightened state of awareness, a higher consciousness. That's why Moses goes on a mountain to meet with God. God then floods the earth to kill all flesh. Earth rearranged is heart. Desire comes from the heart, and he flooded the earth, which is the heart, with water, which represents truth and enlightenment. God never killed everyone on the earth. It's metaphorical for you killing the desire of flesh and the desire of physical things and replenishing the heart. In order to progress spiritually and mentally, you have to heal the heart, because this is where all of your desire comes from. You must become God to know God. How can you know God if you are desiring the worldly physical things? All religion stems from the mastery of yourself to become God. None of the characters in the Bible existed. None of the stories are true stories. It's all metaphorical, written in code to how you raise yourself out of the lower carnal mind. The link is in my bio for the Book of Wisdom. Noah's Ark never...
There's currently intense cosmic activity hitting the planet, family. Be prepared to witness ascension symptoms, okay? It's important to make sure that you're detoxing. It's important to make sure that you're staying hydrated during this time. There's cannibal...
How many of y'all been like getting like headaches out of nowhere? Have you guys experienced that?
On a massive...
I have, like, especially if it's like hot. I do, like, I will get a headache just from being outside. It's crazy. Not like a crazy headache, but like, you know, you get like a mild headache and then it go away.
Ejections hitting the planet currently, indicating that this could be the largest solar storm that we actually seen since the Carrington event back in 1859. For those who are unaware of the Carrington event, this was the most intense geomagnetic storm ever recorded. What we are receiving is going to be more intense. Cannibal eruption basically takes place when multiple CMEs form together. This is when you get the cannibal eruption. Temperatures all over the planet will substantially accumulate. Your dreams feel crazier, if you feel a little bit more dizzy or lightheaded or different symptoms that you typically don't feel, it's because of the sun's effect on our planet currently, okay? And again, it's important you detox. Make sure that you're detoxing, make sure that you're cleansing yourself of all parasitic organisms, because right now is the time that we're going to be integrating our cosmic light body, family, all right? So it's important that you're taking heed to this information. I highly recommend eating a lot more fruits and vegetables during this time. And as I expressed, detoxing the heavy metals out of your body, like lead, cadmium, and mercury, will make it a lot easier to be able to endure the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation. And now is also the time you should be plugging in and grounding, okay? Plug in with the Schumann resonance. Get barefooted in nature. Being in nature alone raises your serotonin and lowers your cortisol levels. Pretty soon we will be seeing the northern lights, cosmic family, okay? We're going to be seeing those bright greens and those purples. And again, those celestial luminaries have an effect on our genetic makeup, okay? That green Etherian cosmic energy soon will engulf the whole planet, all right? And this is what's going to take place. And this is what's happening now, all right? As these CMEs hit the planet, all right? Again, you're going to notice a lot of ascension symptoms, weirder dreams. More shadow beings are going to be in the corner of your eyes, all right? And so it's important that as of now, you stay grounded. One of the signs that you're integrating your cosmic light body or that you're going through the process of ascension is seeing angel numbers, all right? Sometimes these are signs from our future self, all right? So when you see an angel number like a 444 or a 333 or 222, pay attention to what you're doing at that time. And you're going to probably notice that a lot more frequent with the energy turning up on the planet, all right? And that's just also a sign of your telepathy turning on. You're beginning to see the matrix crumble. You're beginning to actually step outside the construct a bit, all right? So now you can almost see behind the matrix and see the ones and zeros start to formulate. And this is why you start to see those angel numbers. There may be a lot of technological malfunctions in various states. I recommend getting things like water, dry goods, and any other things you may need in the event that the grid goes down. Now, all the way through 2030, expect a lot of cosmic activity. It's only going to increase more and more and more. And this is why it's important that you strengthen your immunity. Why you take things like shilajit, black seed oil, that you're exercising, that you're taking care of yourself, that you're staying hydrated. All these things are important, all right, cosmic family, because we're really on a path to cosmic integration. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual...
8 years sober myself, Bob. You struggling with it? With the drinking, Bob? Okay, I just try to plant little seeds on a Friday night.
You just trying to drink.
What do you enjoy about it? I'm curious, Bob.
What?
Me, it was the numbing. It numbed my pain and I got to forget about my problems, and then when I'd wake up, they'd be right there again. So got kind of tired of the rhetoric, Bob. So
He not trying to add up.
You can. Yellow bug. Well, be careful if that's the reason, bub, because if you're doing it for a feeling, a stimulation, because it is a stimulant, you know, and you don't want to start.
But if you're doing it for a feel, you don't want to start that.
Needing that, or you know what I mean.
It's too funny, man.
I have the resources if you do want some help. Okay, I used to say that too. I know denial was a huge part of my process personally, but everyone's different, you know. Just sharing my testimony. I'm not projecting anything onto you, nothing like that. If you can get something from my seed and you can make it blossom, then cool, you know.
Right.
Got $1, bro? Do you have $1? Yeah.
You got $1. You got $1.
Oh, thanks, bro.
That's
Thanks.
what's up.
Now I got enough. I was the $1 short, bro. Don't tell nobody, bro.
So how you gonna do that? Tomorrow I'm trying to plant seeds. Nah, he is funny for that though. That's too funny.
Whether for breakfast or dessert, you'll love these banana chocolate chip baked oats. And since the chocolate chips are sweetened with dates, that means there's no oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, and no rice in this recipe. It's also easy to make. You gotta try this one. So save the recipe and make your own.
Because you can't have none of mine.
This is how to remove negative energy from your life. For number one, distance. If the people around you are draining, this is a clear sign it's time to go. Because the longer you stay, the more negative energy will build up. So protect your peace and create distance from negative people. And that brings me to number two, which is nature. Taking walks through nature has been proven to reduce stress. And when your feet touch the ground, this only amplifies more peace. Because nature is able to give your body more energy. Deem me the word chosen if you want more guidance. And for number three, frequencies. Frequencies have the power to alter your mood and cleanse negative energy, especially if you're listening to the right ones. That's why you gotta check out this free meditation playlist. This playlist comes with all the best frequencies, and each track gives you different benefits. So just go to the link in my bio to try it out for yourself. Enjoy your new playlist, family. Love y'all. This is how to remove negative energy.
Comment sun if you be out in the sun.
People in the 1960s. I better watch what I say or the government might wiretap my house. People today. Hey, wiretap, what temperature do I need to cook chicken at and for how long? People in the 1960s.
You are made up of three parts: mind, body, and soul. Your mind is the spirit, your body is the flesh, and your soul is the heart posture. Another way to think about this would be to say, mind is the God consciousness, body is the world consciousness, soul is the self consciousness. Your concept of self becomes skewed by the world. Metaphorically, the devil within makes you forget about the God within. Your true self is God, but you become separated from this divine mindset when it enters the carnal body. Another way to think about this would be to say your ego or lower self or Luciferian consciousness becomes louder than your higher self or divine spirit or Holy Spirit or God within. Which brings me to the main point. Your body is the mark of the beast. Your body is also a temple. This is how you get duality. Let me show you. Revelation 13:18 in the KJV reads like this. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. 636 is just 666. The body is made up of carbon. Carbon is made up of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. Let him who hath understanding, you get it. In case you don't, I'll make it even clearer. The body comes from dust, and upon your earthly death, the body will return to dust. Dust is composed of particles that generate from the earth's surface. Therefore, the body represents you in a specific sense, but represents the entire earth in a broader sense. And all of that together, then, we get that the body and the earth are the mark of the beast. And in case that isn't clear enough, that means that the body and the earth are symbolic of hell. But remember, hell is not a physical place until you manifest it into the three-dimensional plane. Is the three-dimensional plane? Earth. Meaning, hell is thought up in the mind and felt in the body in earth. But as previously stated, body is also a temple. Let me show you. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20 reads like this. Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. So how can it be both? Duality. Because heaven, like hell, is thought up in the mind and felt in earth. But remember, duality is a lie. Oneness is the truth, which is why you are called to bring heaven to earth. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. The state of the world is indicative of your state of mind. Change your mind, you change the world. You are made up of 3 parts: mind, body, and soul. Your mind is the...
That is crazy though. Like, it's like we don't even really own this body, you know? It's just here temporary.
Take a look at this. A TV presenter accidentally did the Baphomet symbol. This was done live on television, but there is something more to this symbol. The Baphomet is good, it's not evil. Religion has miseducated you to think it's evil. I'm going to break this down to you from top to bottom so that you can gain an understanding. First of all, symbols speak to your subconscious mind. Symbols activate thoughts in the invisible realms of mind. Symbols are keys to understand higher things. This symbol can be used for good and the bad. The goat is a ground animal, represents the lower self, the ego. The wings are an air animal, represents the higher self, the elevated state. The dome he's sitting on is the earth element. The fish scales on the stomach are the water element. We have the fire element, also representing human enlightenment, the higher self, and the kundalini. The wings also represent the air element. As above, so below. What happens in the mind happens in your external reality. The moon represents emotion, the feminine aspect of your consciousness. The moon is either on top of you, ruling your body, or you are standing on top of the moon, controlling your emotions. This is not the devil horns. It represents the lower self, the moon controlling you, your emotions. He's male and female, representing polarity of the physical plane, left and right. The Baphomet is a symbol which symbolizes the transformation from the lower mind to the higher mind, to a sleep, to awakened and enlightenment. I have a whole new book of wisdom coming soon, which will explain absolutely everything in detail. Take a look at this. A TV presenter accidentally did the Baphomet symbol.
If you shoot a gun with a smart bullet inside, it can actually change direction after being fired. It works because of tiny sensors on the inside that gather data about the bullet's surroundings. Once the target is identified, the sensor rapidly sends information to tiny fins on the body of the bullet. And these fins adjust, changing the flight path mid-air to hit the target. If you shoot a gun,
I wouldn't be going.
The Subway employee was filmed sitting on the food prep counter. None of the workers seemed to care, as the man continued making a sandwich in the same spot. The video has left many internet users disgusted. Some were surprised that customers continued to order, and said they would have left immediately. A dirty-footed Subway employee was filmed sitting on the food prep counter. None of the workers seemed to care, as the man continued making a sandwich in the same spot. The video has left many internet users disgusted. Some were surprised that customers continued to order, and said they would have left immediately. A dirty-footed Subway employee was filmed sitting on...
And they know something about us that we don't know, that we gods. But there going to be some that is going to go with the actual government, like they've been going to, and some of our people going to go with the government also too. Case in point, let you know that you God, you go right down to the George Washington. If I'm lying, then you don't blame me, blame the white people. You go right down to Alexandria, Virginia, in the George Washington Masonic Memorial. Go through, it's a free tour, you don't have to pay nothing. Take the tour and they go through all the stuff that the Masons put in this building, this big shrine. And you go to all the floors and you learn about the grotto rite, the Scottish rite, the York rite. And when you get to the top floor, if you're not a group of people, if you're a group of black people, they usually say that store is under construction or they don't open that up. But if you 1 or 2 black people, you sneak in with a whole group of white people, they'll take you in the top floor. And in the top floor, they got a bunch of white people reaching up to heaven and they got this big black hand coming down to get them. Now, call me a liar and call me crazy, but the white man knows something. Why in the top of his, George Washington is the father of his country, and in his shrine, at the top, where they tell you the pinnacle of all this, they telling you who God. Why is it they going to put a big black hand coming from heaven? If I'm lying, I'm flying. I saw it with my own eyes.
D for K dot.
If I'm lying, I'm lying.
My liver right now is releasing something called a cold shock protein. These are reserved proteins. They're found in your liver. Your liver will dump them into the bloodstream when you go in cold water. And when they hit the bloodstream, they scour the blood of free radical oxidation. And they quadruple the rate of protein synthesis, which is muscle repair. We used to think that putting athletes in cold water after exercise was beneficial. We now know that doing it before exercise is the way to do it, right? Because if you think of what the body's doing naturally, right? If you do a big squat workout, what does your body do? As soon as you're done tearing all that muscle, it's going to send more blood flow to that muscle, more proteins, more oxygen, right? Yeah. It's going to get all the byproducts. The last thing you want to do is shut that down. You'll have no cravings, nicotine, alcohol, no other kind of cravings. My liver right now is releasing something called a cold shock protein. These are reserved proteins. They're found in your liver. Your liver will dump them into the bloodstream when you go in cold water. And when they hit the bloodstream, they scour the blood of free radical oxidation.
Look at this shit here, man. Look at this shit here. I thought only black folks did this shit. I thought only black folks do this shit, huh? I thought only black folks do this.
They getting them some. I got this. They said, I'm getting me some out here.
It's funny how they have fossils of everything else, but when they see shit like this, they just say it's just a mountain formation. Now, we all know that the Nephilim existed, yo. So somebody just took a picture of this new mountain, yo. You can see the mouth, the eyes, the nose. You can even see his forehead and everything. Like, you can see the whole face, the mitt. So y'all telling me that this is just a regular mountain, bro? Now, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Troll that was on Netflix, but they literally told us in this movie. Now, y'all always saying, yo, my man always stretching it, yada, yada, yada. But Pete, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And the fact that they've been messing with these timelines, you already know some crazy shit can happen. Y'all gonna say it's a stretch, but I said they get this shit from somewhere, you feel me? Way up! It's funny how
less than 100 people on this planet control 8 billion people. Less than 100 people run the lives of 8 billion people worldwide. They know what you smell, eat, taste, touch, hear, think, and they control everything you do, where you can go, where you can't go. And so for us to take back control of this planet, we need to know this ancient information. We need to know what happened in the past so we can make a better future, because the past is prologue. We can't take control of this planet until that happens. And so to answer your question is this: once people understand this fundamentally, the true reality is we'll take back control of our planet. These beings, they don't land and walk around. They're waiting for us to grow up. I think that the ones that had subjugated us have been long gone after the last pyramid war that happened about 5,000 years ago. And the ones that are looking at us now, that we see these UFOs, UAPs flying around, not all of them are theirs, some are ours. But the ones that are from other places, they're watching us and they're looking and they're saying, you know what? They're still crawling. They're not ready for us yet. When they learn how to walk, and when these 8 billion take back control of their planet and
what verse you think he was reading? Definitely not the Bible.
Guys, do these 12 exercises every single day. Doing your pushing, doing your pulling.
He make this seem so simple, but it's not that simple. You know? Some people can't even do a push-up.
Jumping up and down.
I'm just saying.
Pushing upwards. Squatting. Lunging.
Crazy.
Raising.
Doing it like this, like making it seem so, you know what I'm saying? Doing 12 exercises in one, just doing like a couple. I mean, you even got to do a lot. Just do like 2. You can't even do 1, just, you know, just do 1. Like, you know, take it 1 step at a time.
Okay. Running. Make sure that you're doing these every day because these are basic functions that you need. The ability to kick, the ability to strike, or the ability to reach, the ability to jump, the ability to hold yourself up with your body weight. But make sure when you're doing these exercises that you remember it's not about how many repetitions you can do. It's about actually just doing them every single day. So a lot of people don't do them because it feels really hard. What I want you to do is to make the exercise feel easy. You notice I'm only doing about 2 repetitions for every exercise. Even if you did something like this, you would be able to strengthen your body, get the results, and by being consistent and doing this every day, your body's gonna get stronger. And before you know it, you're gonna be able to do a lot more.
Yep.
So start today, don't wait.
It's all about being consistent. Stay consistent. And consistency can beat a lot. For real. Just be consistent.
Why would I put a diabetic on fruit? Well, fruit is simple sugar, and simple sugar is essential to the wellness of a cell. And fructose is the best simple sugar found in fruits and very little in vegetables. Vegetables are great for herbivores. And with fruit comes astringents, comes flavonoids, comes packed with nutrition. Matter of fact, fruit has the highest electrical ability of any food on the planet. And why would I put a diabetic on fruit?
Okay, let's talk about this image that's behind me right now. Let me give y'all some context for the people that don't know. This video game is GTA 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be somewhat, you would call it, addicted to playing games. I would play from sun up to sundown. One day, as I was driving on this game, I stopped because I seen this billboard. You know, wisdom always been wisdom, whether I was playing the game or I was doing whatever I was doing. I always been who I was. So when I seen this, it was like I was staring at this for a whole 20 minutes. Hell is awaiting if you're having fun. And guess what? As I was playing GTA, I was having fun. Then it had me thinking on what energy is at play when I'm playing a game. And if y'all see the image behind me, this is the 7 deadly sins. Let's look over here to our left corner and let's look at sloth. See, when you sit up and you play the game all day, that's channeling your willpower. And when you sit up and play the game all day, that energy is going somewhere. Or the energy that's behind it that these entities is using is sloth. We have to know that we are in a spiritual war. Everything that you do is energy. Your energy is going somewhere. Y'all read this song behind me. Hell awaits if you're having fun. Okay, let's talk about this image that's behind me.
This homeless man exposes the truth about the government.
The Illuminati is he Republican or you're Democrat? You're wrong! Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's 2 parties and only 2. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top who belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group, they also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work no more. If you have socialism without capitalism, it becomes communism.
This homeless man exposes the truth about the government.
The Illuminati is
Doctors use stethoscopes to listen to your heartbeat, and this works when sound waves cause the flat part to vibrate, transmitting the sound. But before stethoscopes were invented, doctors would just listen to your chest with their ears. If they heard a heartbeat, they assumed you were alive. But if they couldn't hear it, they would sometimes pronounce you dead. This caused a legitimate fear that if the heartbeat wasn't heard, people might actually be buried alive. Doctors use stethoscopes to listen to.
That's crazy.
What would you do if you had cancer? If I had cancer? I would immediately get out of America because this is a stressful environment and stress does, cause cancer to exacerbate. Yeah, so I would immediately leave here, go somewhere indigenous where I can be around fruits, vegetables, easy. I would immediately start juicing, not eating. Because the thing you want to do is you want to starve cancer. Right. Because you can feed cancer. And one of the primary things you can feed cancer with is sugar. Okay, so I want to starve it by first not eating any kind of sugar. And then I want my body to be in such a healthy state. And remember what I told you. When your belly is empty, like the more you eat, the more healthier you're going to be. Like it's just facts. And so I'm going to juice a lot so I can keep my body in a rested state so it can use all of the energy it would be breaking down food with to heal, regenerate, and repair. What would you do if you had cancer? If I had cancer? I would immediately get out of America because this is a stressful environment and stress does, cause cancer to.
If you make a deal with the devil won't show up as the devil because you won't make the deal. It's likely to show up as sugar, liquor, porn, weed pills. It might show up as a snooze button. Boop. Now watch your dreams get killed. It might show up as a late night out with your friends that overlaps into your morning routine. It might show up as a limiting belief that you are not yourself until you have caffeine. The devil never lies. It's a true masterhood disguise. Come on now. It's the temptations and contradictions, the hesitations and restrictions that keep the friction between our addiction and our mission. What you doing? You like being in that condition? Causing a contradiction in our conviction due to the deception of our depiction that leads us to our own crucifixion. What you doing? I can see your pride missing. So if you're trying to be a deal breaker with the devil, go ahead and comment. See what I see? And then get up, get over it, and get after it. Choose yourself and let's get in.
This is the biggest secret of 2024, and they don't want you to know about this.
If you get injured in an accident, even as just a passenger, no one knows this, but you can turn that accident into tens of thousands, or in my case, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So you were injured in a car accident, and they just gave you a check for $245,000?
Yeah, it's definitely worth the free consultation. Filling out that 30-second quiz changed my life. Paid off my medical bills, my credit card.
Well, what do we have here? Just in time for back to school. This wants to happen. 2 deadly, 34 infected with listeria. Linked to deli meat. Purchased from Publix, Aldi's, Walmart, and probably all the other grocery stores they ain't looked into yet. The reality is this. You guys should not be eating this processed, mucus, inflammation, sodium infused anyway. But what I will say, if you choose to eat deli meat, make sure it is freshly carved and organic and farm raised. Me personally, I don't eat any of this. But if you choose to feed this to your child for a quick and easy lunch, make sure you're getting that baby some grass-fed, organic, freshly carved deli meat, okay? You guys, this is happening more and more, and it's going to continue to happen more and more because they are tampering with our food. They are trying to make it stretch. They are adding all these chemicals, and you're going to see more and more recalls of stuff like this happening. So I say all that to say, start trying to stop cutting corners and really start cooking your own food and stop doing all this processed. Tag a friend who need to see this.
So earlier this week I showed you how to make date paste, and then I showed you how to make a pie crust, and now it's time to combine the two along with some healthy cherries and blackberries and make this delicious blackberry cherry pie. Now it's all healthy vegan style, which means no oil, no wheat, no refined sugar. So save the recipe and make your own.
That is a nice pie
So
right there.
earlier this week I showed
He did this thing on that one.
When I said McDevils, everybody was like, ha ha ha. I said Taco Hell, ha ha ha. White Casket instead of White Castle, ha ha ha. So I went and looked up Popeye's chicken sandwich. Come to find out, they have over 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. 32 of them were man-made chemicals. And I said, well, let's see what Chick-fil-A has. Well, black people got an emotional attachment to this Chick-fil-A spot. So when I said Chick-fil-A, over 50 chemicals in the chicken sandwich, over 40 of them were man-made chemicals. I said, so hell, this is a dope sandwich. So they really are flipping birds over there. Inside of beef, there were 21 drugs pumped into cows that were harmful to the human body. This was in the 60s. Because these drugs are in the meat, then you become addicted to it. I even was told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And they were trying to get you to buy the cereal that they was producing. We find ourselves suffering from illness and sickness unnecessarily. The oldest man in the scriptures named Methuselah, 969. How'd you live to be almost 1,000? He ate one meal, fasted 3 days, and then ate another meal. You eat like that, your body will never have enough toxins to even make you sick. I end up becoming a vegetarian that I feel now at the age of 48 better than I felt at the age of 15. They don't want you to know that they're drugging you, wanting the food, not for nutritional value, but because you become a... When I said McDevils, everybody was like, ha ha ha.
Racism never existed on this earth. It never existed on this earth until the 1500s. Racism came into existence when 9 European nations, when Arab, Middle Easterners, and some Asians all of a sudden decided that they wanted to enrich themselves by building colonies in the newly discovered world, which was the Americas. South America, North America, and Latin America. They got into a contest. In the 1400s, Europe was decimated, was being devastated by poverty, disease, famine, and crime. And Europe wanted to lift itself. And so then all the European nations got into a contest, what you all call a race to develop South America, North America, and Central America. That's when the race started. Racism has nothing in the world to do with getting along with people. It has nothing in the world to do with bias, bigotry, hatred, or discrimination, or prejudice. Those things have nothing to do with racism. Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people that are competing to own and control resources and wealth and power. And once they acquire a significant amount of it, they then use it against another group to enslave them, to discriminate, to shut them out and tell them who they can marry, whether or not they can go to school, or to maldistribute the educational funds for the schooling of another child. That's what racism is.
You realize that there are an infinite number of parallel realities. It means there are an infinite number of parallel versions of Earth that coexist simultaneously right now. So he's basically saying you never actually change the world you're on. You change yourself and you shift yourself incrementally to different versions of Earth that already exist that are more and more and more reflective of the change you make within you. People may still exist on the world you left behind, but you may never interact again because they may actually be on another vibrational level of Earth that exists simultaneously with the one you've shifted to. And when you think of yourself as an indestructible, eternal, infinite being, nothing is ever really lost. You realize that there are an infinite number of parallel realities. It means there are an infinite number of parallel versions of Earth that coexist simultaneously right now. So he's basically saying you never actually change the world you're on. You change.
So, I love baking, and especially making pies, but I wasn't able to find a healthy vegan pie crust that didn't have wheat, rice, oil, or refined sugar. So I decided to make my own. And that's what I'm doing here today, and I'd like to share the recipe with you. So if you decide that you want a healthy vegan pie crust, you can save the recipe and make your own. Oh.
So you know the concept of as above, so below. You know, hermeticism and all of that.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about electron donors and things that are either adding to our energy or stealing from our energy, we're in the election season. Electron sells like election. Do you think one of the reasons we want us to vote, we are electron donors to either Trump? Talk to me about that, brother. Us being electron donors, my brother. Let's go, brother. Let's bring this home.
That should be clicking for Rich. He get it, man. So when you even when you get into that, think about the distraction.
Yeah.
Think about what, even with the radio, just think about what they're doing. And for one, they're making you choose a side. And you basically dealing with one snake. They got a head at each individual end. So we talking about the same things. When you get that high up into the presidency, we can't change nothing about that, to be honest with you. And we know that these things are rigged and selected in the first place. And these go all the way back down to reptilian shape-shifting beings that then had this figured out for us millions of years ago. So whoever's going to be president, been president, and was selected to be president many different generations ago. And these are just facts, y'all. But think about what they got you doing. They have you going to a podium, giving all of your energy to somebody that you don't know, that you never met. You don't even know if they're a human being or not. You don't know if they're hiding behind a biological fake mask or not. You don't know who these people is, but yet we got people fighting political wars over them. You got people in households pulling guns on each other over this election. You got people mad over each other over an election for people that will never ever change nothing in your life. The set and the tone of earth is already selected, and the tone is already written by the higher ups of who you would call these different bloodlines and entities and families. So, you know, it's ironic that we're taking all of our energy and we're giving this television all of our energies and let it suck all of our electrons out. And we paying this so much attention to people that cannot even change our lives for the better. So I believe that this whole election thing is electron stealer and not an electron donor. The only thing that's going to loan or don electrons to you are things that can bring you possibly back to your nature. And that's the earth. That's the grass. That's the soil. That's water. That's spirit. That's meditating. That's listening to music.
Yep, y'all might as well go ahead and fire me right now. Because they have made technology that apparently detects how long you haven't been working. As soon as she got up, it started to count how long she haven't been working. You see that in the red? And yes, they made this for the people who like to take 25 bathroom breaks in 30 minutes. Oh, you texting a family member back? They just caught you in 4K. And buddy right here, an hour and 30 minutes on the clock sleeping is diabolical. And I just know AI, they upgrading their technology and stuff, but y'all honestly can keep this one. Because as y'all can see right here,
I don't know if y'all been peeping these new robots lately, but it seems like they're doing everything they can to make this shit real. They got these robots serving food in some countries. When did this become a thing? Pretty soon it's gonna be robots eating at the table too. You can even hire special services to come to your crib and cook you something personal in your crib. And just look at how pristine she is. Never mind, that shit look nasty as hell. Comment down below if you would have a personal robot chef. Your robot gonna start crashing out, twin. Be sure to share this video and hit follow so you don't miss any more updates. Love y'all family. Stay safe.
What? Jennifer Gilbo riding in Shoel Mahmoud's car when out of nowhere she appears to snap, lunging at the Uber driver, dousing him with pepper spray. Shoel picked up Jennifer and a friend on West 46th Street, but when they got to 65th and Lex, things quickly went south early Wednesday morning. What? Shoel insists he hadn't said a word to the ladies. The other passenger appears just as stunned. Jen, what? Repeatedly asking her friend why she was doing this, Jennifer would only say, "Get him out." Get him out. In the first few seconds, Shoel tells me he tried to get out, but his seatbelt was on. Police did arrest Jennifer. She's charged with assault and now has a lawyer who at this point is not commenting.
If you flip the human nervous system upside down, it looks like a tree growing from a seed, bearing the fruit of the heart, which looks like a fruit dangling on a tree. The tree growing from the seed also feeds the fruit of the spirit. The cycle of the seed is the same cycle of your life. The cycle of the seed is also the same as the parable of the sower. 12 cranial nerves managing the movement of the body, being controlled by the mind. 12 disciples spreading the gospel of Jesus. Jesus is the head. Jesus meets his disciples in the upper room. 12 imams of Shia, 12 tribes of Israel with the one left out, 12 zodiac constellations around the sun. Are you starting to see it? You are the son of God. Consciousness is connected to the source of the universe. Brain is a holographic computer projecting this reality. Consciousness is a fractal of God. Your life is a file. Your brain is the husband. Your heart is the wife. The husband, or the brain, is responsible for thinking, taste, touch, hearing, and smelling and sight. Wife is the heart, which is submissive to the brain, emotion, following, and doing. You're arguing because it's the brain against the heart. Thinking versus emotion. You must learn how to sync the mind with the heart. By studying the body, you can study how relationships are truly meant to be. The book in my bio will tell you everything. If you flip the
My body makes me like a shapeshifter. I can squeeze into anything. But no one trusted us for years. They would never.
Did she say what I thought she
said? And
said?
then once I would get to Paris and try on the samples, they would be like, oh wait, she actually fits in our stuff. So I don't know how to convince the guy that owns the original Maryland dress that I'm a shapeshifter. This has stretched the original.
She said it again.
My body makes me like a shapeshifter. I can squeeze in.
Do you remember back when that YouTuber disappeared after teaching people how to open a
Started off with the carry, and then he oh no, this is why. No. Started off with the carry, and then he
God is written in our DNA. There are sulfur bridges.
Is he hugging him so he don't make a layup? Nah, bro, it is not that serious. There's no way you playing that serious of a basketball game that you're not about to make no money off of. Dude, like, I'll be like, dude, really? It's not that serious. Like, come on, man.
Every 10, 5, 6, and 5 in our DNA. Align that with the Hebrew alphabet, it adds up to 26. God and Allah add up to 26. Elohim is 62, reversed, that's 26. 206 bones create the body, 26 bones in each feet. Our DNA is 26 angstroms wide. An angstrom is 1/10 of a nanometer. The real atom is an electromagnetic field, which is 1 unit of light. John 1:5, God is light. 26 adds up to 8. The number 8 is the Taurus field. God is light. God is in the atom, and all things are created out of atoms. This is why the Egyptians said all is atum. Hue, man. Hue is an attribute of a color. Color is light. Man is manifested. We are light manifested into physical form. We are the Word made flesh. God extends his one magnetic light into 2 electrical components. Why do you think everything is split into 2 in this physical world? Good and bad, day and night. Everything is 2 because of the Taurus field. All the religions have got it wrong. They are externalizing God. Understanding truth will subconsciously make you feel better in yourself. It gives you a sense of well-being. This book will provide you with the information needed. The link is in the bio to get your paperback. There is worldwide shipping. God is written in our DNA.
Drink every weekend or every day? You drink every day? Holy crap.
You don't get a gut like this without it.
Yeah, I'm actually 8 years sober, so I just try to hang out, plant little seeds. You struggling with it?
Oh, just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like basketball, video games, play with my kids. Those are fun things too.
Yeah, I run a lot.
Don't require a substance, Bob. We do like a can a day or 6-pack a day? Handle?
Yeah, it just depends how I feel.
How the day went?
Yeah. No, it's just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't get addicted to anything. I just like to do what I want.
Well, I do run a program. I got a program, 6-week boot camp, Bub, and I got a slot open.
Oh, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm not as strong.
You wake up feeling fine and all that?
I don't drink till 5.
Oh, 5 in the afternoon or 5 a.m.?
5 afternoon.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you got $1?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't got $1? Here you go, Bub.
Everything is controlled by the microbiome. The microbiome is this whole ecosystem of bugs in your gut that's so critical for regulating immunity, for regulating cancer risk, heart disease risk, diabetes, even dementia. And what's interesting is that if you eat pomegranate, the metabolite of pomegranate is called urolithin A. And this compound is an anti-aging compound. It enhances fitness, VO2 max, and also mitophagy without even exercising. Everything is controlled by the microbiome. The microbiome is this.
Yo, if you know, you know. That pomegranate be heading. For real.
Y'all don't find it strange how motherboards is built like CDs? This is a motherboard. This is what a motherboard looks like. And this is what an actual city look like. Y'all see the resemblance? A motherboard in a city. Motherboard in a city. Is this not crazy? Y'all see this right here? This is a motherboard. Do this not look like the Twin Towers? Does this not look like it's a bridge? I think I'm really starting to understand what they mean by harness the energy. Because let's think about this hypothetically now, right? If a city is the motherboard, then what is the power source? Could we potentially be, hypothetically, the power source? And another question. Did y'all build the cities around motherboards, or did y'all build the motherboards around cities? Because as they say, so above, so to below. So within, so without. Y'all, let's do what the internet do best. Y'all comment down below, what's y'all theory on this? Because it's something strange. Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned.
That can bring you possibly back to your nature. And that's the earth. That's the grass. That's the soil. That's water. That's spirit. That's meditating. That's listening to music. And I'm not talking about radioactive music where they're using the 808, which is to make it literally capture your root chakra, because the drums and the actual frequency that is beating that. I'm not talking about music that actually make you age, and it makes you speed up your age by disintegrating your telomeres, literally messing up your chromosomes. The new music the new music actually ages you and makes you live faster. And these are scientific research and evidence that prove these things. All of these things are electron stillers, a relationship. You've been with somebody just because you're familiar with them, but you know you don't love that other person. That is an electron stiller. You see that? Being unequally yoked, being with somebody who don't have the same passion and the same drive as you. That is an electron stiller. But then on the flip side, you get electron donors. You know, hugging on your baby, increasing oxytocin hormone, binding chemistry. That's an electron donor. Making love to your significant other, the one that you can see you spending the rest of your life. The reason why I put an S at the end, because I really mean that. This spending the rest of your lives with. That's an electron donor. Being around somebody that can help stimulate your thought, for you can have the intellectual conversation to make you think beyond the physical. That's electron donor. Living in your purpose, wanting to be in that present now, being in the present now, which is creating for real a timeless moment. These are the electron donors.
D4K.co.
Islamic religion is a very interesting combination of moon worship and Saturn worship and Venus worship. Venus is very big in the Islamic religion. You look up the word sin or Allah, it will tell you that Allah in Islam is actually the moon god Sin, S-I-N. And you'll see moon god virtually everywhere in the Middle East. And then we get to this article points out that the original Yahweh was only another form of this primitive lunar deity of Arabia. So Yahweh of the Hebrew religion was actually Sin, Ai. And this is why even in Israel today, they do not spell synagogue S-Y-N. In Israel, they spell it S-I-N. Because synagogue was the house of worship of the god Sin. Synagogue. Islamic religion is a very interesting combination of moon worship and Saturn worship and Venus worship. Venus is very big in the Islamic religion. You look up the word sin or Allah, it will tell you that Allah in Islam is actually the moon god Sin, S-I-N. And you'll see moon god virtually everywhere in the Middle East.
This man was being chased by a Skinwalker and he caught it on camera.
Hey. Hey. Shh, shh. Stop flirting. Stop flirting.
Are you flirting?
Wow.
Hey girls, you're ready.
He's talking to you, girls.
See it kind of slowly, like improving there. As long as you're able to breathe through that nose. You seem like you're so happy. Yeah.
Bosky, I need you to help me find something to wear, bro. What we did? What's flying?
Found this crispy fucking thing in the yard.
What the fuck?
What is that? Is that a fucking squirrel?
Now what in the air fried ET, sun dried extraterrestrial, Martian exoskeleton ass shit is you holding? This motherfucker look like it went skydiving on the sun. An alien racing is crazy. Like alien jerky. Ain't no way this should be looking edible. The only thing you need is Cajun season and cane sauce. All bullshit aside though, if Buddy really did find this in his yard, we really have another Scooby-Doo ass mystery. We need Shaggy in the game. Because if it's one of these trapezoid head ass creatures, that means that it's more. And I don't know, I just can't process the thought. I just wouldn't be able to process the thought of an army of midget megaminds with elf ears that's out there somewhere in the world. Crazy. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this in the comment section though. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Remember y'all want the sauce.
Imagine finding that in like your yard. You just go outside and be like, what the heck? I'd be tripped out for real.
An egg starts in the ovary of a hen, where the yolk begins to develop. Over the course of a few days, it matures and is released into a long coiled tube. There it meets up with the egg white, which begins to form around it. As the egg continues to move down the tube, the shell gradually develops, and after about a day, the egg is laid. An egg starts in the ovary of a hen, where the yolk begins to develop. If a jet goes super fast, it can actually push the sound waves in front of it, and this causes them to literally pile up. After a while, the jet will eventually break through this pile of sound waves, resulting in a sudden change in pressure and causing a sonic boom. If a jet goes
Alright y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed that video right there. Sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you get outside in the sun. All that good stuff. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Got something from this video. Laughed, something. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.